again, everybody. We welcome you into ESP Media coverage of Moeller Crusader Athletics, as today it is baseball time. An absolutely gorgeous spring day here in late April as we come to you from Prasco Field as the Moeller Crusaders will take on their GCL rivals, the St. Xavier Bombers. I'm Greg Waddell, very happy to have with me a guy that he's nicknamed an angry guy, but I've never really gotten that idea that he seems very angry. But he's he can be as well. Out of Local12.com, Richard Skinner is here with me. And Skinny, great to have you here doing a little bit of baseball, man. We've both you and I have been around the whole Reds high school showcase for the better part of the last 2 weeks or so, and this is kind of winding the whole thing down here, but not a better place, I think, in all of Cincinnati to watch high school baseball.
Yeah, for those that have not been to Prasco Park, it really is amazing. This is as good as any AA, AAA, new minor league ballpark. I mean, it really and truly is. The grounds are well kept. It just is a beautiful, beautiful facility. If I'm a high school baseball player, you'd love to get the chance to play at Great American Ballpark, which these two teams did. But this isn't a bad place to play either. This is very, very nice.
I'll tell you, and both of us were at the Reds Youth Academy over the weekend on Saturday, and obviously that's a great facility as well. We're pretty blessed. These young men that get a chance to play high school baseball in the mid-2000s, I guess the 2010s, whatever we are in now. They certainly got it way better than you and I had it back in the day.
Well, I can remember, I was talking about this. Literally, I grew up in Northern Kentucky and went to Dixie Heights High School. Our actual high school field was at a middle school. It had no fences. It had there was actually the school jutted out into center field. The short porch in that place was dead center field, and I happened to play center field and ran into that school a few times headlong. But literally, there was no grass in the infield. It was a big deal when you got to play at Boone County High School because they had a grass infield. That was when you knew it was a big deal, and the regional tournament was usually there every year, so it was a big deal to get there because, wow, you got to play on real grass and a real grass infield. Nowadays, a lot of high school facilities have grass infields. A lot now have gone to the turf infields as well, which are extremely nice. But there's really nothing like when you get a chance to look at a place like Prasco and you see the natural grass, and they also have a different field in the back that does have a turf infield to it. There still is something to be said about the whole natural grass experience.
Well, let's talk a little bit about our matchup today, too. The Moeller Crusaders, the St. Xavier Bombers. Moeller, year in and year out, they are always fighting for GCL titles on the baseball side of things. This year, the St. Xavier Bombers, they are proving to be very, very formidable. In fact, Moeller has just 3 losses coming in. Only 1 loss in the GCL South. That would be to the St. Xavier Bombers.
And St. X has only lost 1 time, and that was an extra innings loss. I mean, they're a 1-run extra inning game away from being undefeated coming in, and it's quite a turnaround for them, and certainly having a great, great season. And I'll tell you, all you have to do is look at both pitching staffs. Both have ERAs in the mid-ones.
Crazy.
If you can do that, there's a reason why Moeller's 13-3 and St. X comes in with the record they do at 10-1. Those two staff ERAs are just incredible to see.
Well, when you break it right down, overall, Moeller allowing just 2.3 runs a game for that ERA, and that pitching staff, St. X allowing 2.5 runs a game. So earned runs, unearned runs, whatever it is, both teams, they get the pitching. They probably got some very solid defense behind them to help out as well.
Well, and obviously the game you guys just did recently, the game that was concluded 1-0, there was a lot of good pitching and defense in that game as well. So if you look back on it, it is incredible. Moeller in that game had 1 hit. St. X had 6 hits. The only run that was scored on a balk. So it'll tell you that we may be here. This game is slated to start at 5 o'clock. We may be in our car by about 6:10 heading home if we get the same pitching duel.
Well, if the night stays as nice as it is, there's actually a GCL doubleheader. There's a second game
on that's right.
Elder and LaSalle. So we very well may be sticking around just for the heck of it to watch if we're out of here that fast. We are very happy to have with us a couple of both coaches, in fact, as well as Rob Ebel had a chance to catch up with both of the head coaches. And first off, we will hear as Rob Ebel, our executive producer, chatted with Moeller head coach Tim Held.
This afternoon, the Crusaders are at Prasco Park. I'm here with head coach Tim Held. Coach, how are we doing today?
Excellent.
Did the trip down to the annual trip, this is about, maybe the 7th? Moeller baseball's gone on a Easter trip?
Yes, this is my 10th year, so I think year 9 that we've traveled.
This year, Crusaders traveled down to Tar Heel Land to North Carolina. How was competition?
Very good. Those teams just come out and battle. They want to tell me that they're throwing off because of league games and stuff, and then they give us everything that we can handle.
Great. I know I saw on Twitter you guys ran into Andrew Brackman. That had to be fun for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
send him a text, and he answers and comes out, shows us around NC State, and he's got some little bit more pull down there than I do, so he can get us into the locker room and stuff like that. So it's awesome that he still wants to come and see the guys that were 8 years old when he played at Moeller.
Well, and talking to McConaughey, it sounds like he still acts like he's a big, huge truck as he always has, and Andrew's a piece of work.
Absolutely.
Hey, let's talk about Brent Suter. He's up and down a little bit this year with the Brewers, but it sure has been fun tracking Brent, and couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Right, that doesn't affect him when he's up one day and down the next, that he just says, this is the greatest ride of my life. He's left-handed for sure, so he's loving every moment of it, but it's awesome. So just can't wait for a year or two when he runs out of options, then they need to keep him up or somebody else is going to get him, and he's going to be up all the time. Exciting.
With a new branding February 1st with the Crusaders, with the Moeller High School new branding, the Crusaders went with the Navy and the new logo. How do you like the new colors, Coach?
That was a little rough to get used to at the beginning, wondering where my team was when I looked out on the field, but got nothing but positive comments about the new color scheme. And Nike did a great job with the uniforms, so they're very sharp.
I think I was on the last Moeller team that wore pinstripes. We had Philadelphia Phillies uniforms that Buddy Bell purchased, and this year the Crusaders, one of the sets is pinstripes. They look pretty sweet.
Yeah, we decided if we're going to make this color switch, we were going to go big and throw the pinstripes out there at least for one set. But kids love them, people love them, so it might be here to stay for a little bit.
Yesterday, you guys wore them walking around Great American Ballpark. It's been a nice event that Tom runs for the Reds, and you guys got back late and got down there and walked around. It had to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. The whole future showcase and the fields he gets us on, and being able to do the march at the majors. I know it was a short turnaround for the boys. We got back to Moeller Saturday night at 11, and then they have to be a Great American in line at 11:40. So, but it's just awesome to give them those experiences, and participating in Big League Weekend a couple weeks ago, being able to play on Great American Ballpark is just something that these kids are never going to forget.
That had to be fun, being in that third base coach's box against Baden down there.
Oh yeah, I mean, just to kind of pinch myself when I go out there that this is the field that I watch and watch the pros on every single day, and there I am coaching third base, and these kids are running around, so it was pretty sweet.
This is the second of 3 games with the Bombers today here at Prasco Park. The game was delayed. Bombers won 1-0, so this is game 2. What do you expect from the Bombers today, Coach?
I think we'll see Cappers again. He one-hit us over the 2 days. Very good junior right-hander that they have. We just got to figure him out, and hopefully he's not as sharp and we can bang out a couple hits. We hit the ball better against him last Tuesday than we did 3 weeks ago, but we hit some right at him last week. So need those to fall today and keep their offense in check, and then hopefully have some better luck.
Coach, I appreciate the time as always. Best of luck against the Bombers, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
That's head coach Tim Held of the Moeller Crusaders, along with our executive producer Rob Ebel. You heard Coach Held there talking about the 1-0 win. It was a rain delayed over a couple of weeks back.
3-2.
And it was a stretch that finally saw the game come to an end, a 1-0 final. And the St. Xavier coach is Bob Sherlock, of course, with ties to Moeller High School. And also Rob Ebel coached with Coach Sherlock back in the day. So it'll be fun to listen to these two. Here's Rob Ebel and Bob Sherlock.
This afternoon, the Moeller Crusaders travel to Prasco Park to take on the St. Xavier Bombers. The Bombers are a home team today. Today I'm here with head coach Bob Sherlock. Coach, how are we doing?
Rob, we're doing great. Great to see you again.
Great to see you. I just talked to Coach Cams over the weekend. I didn't realize that the 10 days of pitchers and catchers are gone. I used to live for that when we were coaching together, and it's no more, huh?
No more. Everybody starts at the same time, which is kind of both good and bad, but we found a way to work the pitchers in with everybody else, and it seems to work out just fine.
Think about how much we got in those 10 days, pitchers and catchers, the different things, and I reminded Cams about the wild pitch drills that we always did, and he pushed back right away, said no, it's pass ball drills.
Yeah, there's no pass balls in any of our programs, not from former catchers anyway, but those were actually the 10 most important days of practice all year, and we made good use of them, and of course it was great coaching with you, and we had a ball, but they really were the 10 most important days all year.
Now the Bob Sherlock St. Xavier Bombers, you're in year 3. Year four. So these seniors have been through your program for 4 years and paying big dividends, having a nice year.
They really are a great group of kids. We couldn't ask anything more of them. They're special kids, and we love coming to the ballpark every day and seeing them, and hopefully they feel the same way. But they're just fantastic, and they deserve the success they've achieved so far. But it's a long year. We've got a long way to go.
The really neat thing that watching your program at all three levels, they're winning a lot, they're competing, and that has to make you happy that Frost, JV, and Varsity are being very successful this year.
Yeah, it really does. We're trying to implement a consistent level of play and style of play at all three levels, and I think that's taken root, and again, we're very happy for them.
Great. Bob, last time out, you guys beat the Crusaders 1-0. Had a great pitching outing. It was a kind of a split game because of weather. What do you expect today in Game 2 of 3 with the Crusaders?
Oh, hopefully the same kind of game. Very competitive. Of course, it comes down to who's going to make the fewer mistakes at this point and who capitalizes on opportunities they're presented with. So it should be a good, typical, hard-fought GCL South game.
Bob, I appreciate you taking time right before the game here. Best of luck to you. Always great to see you. Tell Kim I said hey.
I sure will, Rob. Thanks. Great to see you as well.
Thanks, man.
There you go, Rob Ebel with the St. Xavier Bombers coach, Bob Sherlock, and what an outstanding season the St. X Bombers are having this year. They come in with a record of 10-1 on the season and 5-0 in the GCL, as the Crusaders 3-1 in the GCL, 13-3 overall. The Crusaders just back, as you heard Tim talking about, from a trip to North Carolina, so we'll see how rested they are. St. X has not played since they finished out that game last week against Moeller with the win. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and have the starting lineups, and we will get you the opening pitch as well as the St. Xavier Bombers today and the Moeller Crusaders. We are at Prasco Field with Richard Skinner, Greg Waddell on ESP Media.
You're listening to Guy Talk, live from the Sport Clips Haircuts locker room. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, boxers or briefs?
Speaking briefly, boxers. Unless you're a boxer, then I go briefs. Next caller.
I want to find my nearest Sport Clips, but I don't want to ask for directions.
Use SportClips.com. It's actually Guy approved. At Sport Clips, you'll get an awesome MVP haircut experience while watching sports on TV. Your head'll glow like a freshly mowed Major League outfield. This has been Guy Talk, brought to you by Sport Clips, where it's good to be a guy.
Getting answers, finding solutions. Local 12 News investigates.
As soon as we called you, everything happened very quickly.
Not afraid to ask the tough questions. Taking action, getting the truth. Local 12 News investigates.
Local 12 Sports presents ScoreStream. You enter high school scores from the stands, which feeds the Local 12 Sports ticker. Upload game video, and you can see it during our newscast. Download the free ScoreStream app now.
Back here at Prasco Field, gorgeous Monday afternoon at GCL South Baseball today is the Moeller Crusaders and the St. Xavier Bombers. I'm Greg Waddell, and Richard Skinner here with me as well. Skinny, let's take a look at the starting lineups as we get ready for this, what should be an outstanding game.
No doubt about it. First of the Moeller Crusaders are the visitors today. Leading off and catching, it'll be Tyler McDonough. Hitting second at second base, Tyler Hopkins. Hitting third, today's starting pitcher, Sebastian Fabic. Batting fourth at third base, it'll be Cameron Swanger. The center fielder, Hunter Hughes, hits fifth. Batting sixth in right field, it'll be Austin Beeching. Hitting seventh at first base, Christian Bolt. The 8th place hitter is the designated hitter, Mo Schaefer, and he's DHing for the left fielder today, Mike Mock. And batting 9th at shortstop, it'll be Jack Deeds. Again, for Moeller, McDonough catches, Hopkins at second, Fabic the pitcher, was Swanger at third, Hughes in center, Beeching in right, Bolts at first, Schaefer the DH for Mock the left fielder, and Deeds is the shortstop. Sebastian Fabic, the starting pitcher today, he's 3-0 on the year with a 0.39 ERA. Just a gaudy number. For St. Xavier, their lineup looks like this. It'll be Michael Cleary leading off and playing center field. Trevor Kuntzel, the shortstop, hits second. It'll be Peter Fisher batting third and playing left field. Sam Clare hits fourth. He'll play first base. Matt Seltzer, the third baseman, hits fifth. John Bruce is the right fielder, batting sixth. Hitting seventh, it'll be the designated hitter Alex Markley, DHing for today's starting pitcher, Nathan Cappers. Hitting eighth and catching, it'll be Nick Meyer. And batting ninth, it'll be the second baseman, Grant Kirby. Again, for St. X, they go like this. Cleary in center, Kuntzel at shortstop, Fisher in left field, with Clare at first base, Seltzer at third base, and Bruce in right field. Markley, the DH for the starting pitcher, Cappers. Meyer, the catcher, the starting pitcher, Cappers. Meyer, the catcher, and Kirby is at second base. And the starting pitcher, Nathan Cappers, on the year. His numbers almost equally as gaudy, if maybe not even more. He's 4-0 with a 0.27 ERA and a 0.68 WHIP, which is walks, splits, hits divided by innings pitched. Basically, he doesn't allow runs and barely allows runners. So those are the two starting lineups.
So when you get those runners on base, you better use it when you have that advantage. One thing Moeller does, and you'll see it a lot here today,
They run.
They will. They're not afraid to run. You know, as you look at this overall series, Crusaders have won 14 of the last 15, but this is a new season as far as that everything is concerned. This is the second game of that new season, and that only game that matters right now was the one that finished up last week.
Yeah, and really this becomes a very pivotal game. X wins, they go to 6-0 in the league, and they had Moeller the second league loss, and basically pretty much put themselves in good control to maybe win the league. Moeller wins, obviously they're both tied in the loss column, so this becomes an extremely pivotal game. They do face off one more time, in fact, this week, but really this is the biggest game of them all because it can set the stage for both teams.
Absolutely. So they will meet again on Wednesday. They'll play at Schuler Park. That's the home field for the Crusaders, but you're absolutely right, Skinny. I mean, and you try not to put too much pressure on any one game, but I think anybody that's associated with this rivalry, they all know what this is going to be.
Well, you look at it, you play 9 league games. Everybody plays everybody 3 times each. Again, X wins. They're 6-0 with only 3 games left to play, and you've put 2 losses in the Moeller loss column. So to win the GCL South, they pretty much can be in the driver's seat if they win this game today.
They can certainly control their own fate, that is for sure. The starting lineups are being announced here at Prasco Field, and then they will have the national anthem. You know, last time we were here a couple years ago, I think we actually did a Moeller St. X game here. A new addition out here. If you haven't been out here even lately, it's hard to believe it's even nicer. They now have a little right field porch out there.
It's really cool. It's a little concrete area, and there's no stands in the outfield other than that right field porch, and it really stands out. It's a really cool area. You can actually sit in that right field area, look at this field. All you have to do is turn around, and you can see Legacy Park behind it. I did a couple of games of public address in the Reds Futures High School Showcase last week on Legacy Field, so it's a pretty good viewing area. And they actually played a college game here this past week. Ohio and Marshall played the week before. Xavier and Seton Hall played a game, so they get some college games on this field as well.
Yeah, and I think when the college teams will come here, some of the college schools, though, if you've been over by Xavier, Victory Parkway, they've got a nice field now. Obviously, UC has done things up
very
right
nice,
with their sports complex. Miami up in Oxford has a gorgeous baseball field as well. The college baseball scene seems like it is really taking some track now and kind of getting up to par with what we've seen with other facilities.
I mean, if you think about it, while most kids who are going to play baseball in college are a lot of times even looking ahead to potentially playing professionally, it's still a facilities game to some degree. You want to go play in the nicest place against the best competition you can possibly play. So it's kind of the arms race, no doubt about it.
The St. X Bombers being announced on the field, and mentioned that they are 5-0 in conference, and a win today would really put them in the driver's seat. They last won an outright share of the GCL all by themselves. Got to go all the way back to 1999. That's a long time in between. They have had shares of the GCL title in 2000 and 2011, but I'm sure they want to win this outright and take care of business here today.
Well, again, when you look at that pitching staff, you know why they've only lost the one game. I mean, the 1.56 ERA and the 1.15 WHIP at the high school level. And you mentioned it, they've given up about an unearned run that game, but at the high school level, it's not professional. I mean, you're going to make probably a couple of errors in a game and probably along the way have some unearned runs. But that ERA and the runs allowed on the season are just absurdly good. I mean, Greg, they've allowed 28 runs in 11 games total. That's crazy.
That is absolutely insane. Great numbers. Should be a great game. Got to throw a quick shout out here before we take one final break before the first pitch. Elliot Ebel, a lot of times he's here with us for these games. He's actually on a little sabbatical vacation, whatever you want to call it, holiday. It's his 25th birthday.
That's a good reason for a holiday. I like it.
But what's he doing? He's in New York City listening to us right now.
Even better. What a better way to spend your birthday, right?
It'll be memorable, that's for sure. And then we might have to have a talk with him offline.
There you go.
All done. All right, we'll take one final break, and we'll come back. We'll have the first pitch as the St. X Bombers and the Moeller Crusaders getting set for action here. Great game, great day for baseball on ESP Media.
Sports fans, did you know that almost everything on the menu at Texas Roadhouse is made from scratch? Our steaks are hand-cut daily by an in-house meat cutter, and professional bakers make those irresistible rolls. Come on down to Texas Roadhouse Kenwood for legendary food and legendary service. If you come in on Monday through Thursday between 4 and 6 and Friday from 11 to 3 p.m., our early dine menu offers up to 11 options just for $8.99. For delicious food at great prices, head on over to Texas Roadhouse at 7860 Montgomery Road across from the Kenwood Town Center, or call ahead to let us know you're coming at 513-791-7427. That's Texas Roadhouse Kenwood.
Are you taking time to enjoy the important things in life? Time to spend with family? Time to try new things? Time to have fun? At Kroger, you can have your prescriptions filled while you shop. So it's easy to save money and time with your Kroger pharmacy. And you can get back to the things you love.
Be heart smart. Your Kroger pharmacist can help you understand your heart health numbers, your medications, and so much more. See your Kroger pharmacist today.
Greg Waddell and Richard Skinner back here at Prasco Park as we are just about ready for the first pitch as the Moeller Crusaders and the St. Xavier Bombers are ready for action. The Bombers taking the field against Skinny Man. I don't think we could have asked for a better day. You and I were at over the weekend up at the Youth Academy. Freezing cold. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, you know, I did one game outside of public address. They have 4 fields up there. You were on the back softball field. Unfortunately, you were outside for the whole day. And I did a game outside the first game of the day. I was fortunate to be indoors on the main field for the next 2 games. I just know how cold I was doing one game. I'm surprised you're even sitting next to me here today as cold as it was.
I'll try not to sneeze on you from the cold and everything I got. And, well, we can't blame Tom Gamble some here later on. I think you may know him.
Well, it is amazing, though. I mean, the weather was so nice all of last week, and then Saturday was so cold. And
it was an anomaly.
Today you get a picture-perfect day. About 77 degrees, sun shining, a little bit of clouds in the sky, so it's not going to be a high sky. That's the other good thing for guys trying to catch fly balls and pop-ups. It really, if you were to paint a picture-perfect day to play baseball, brother, this is it right here.
Nathan Capper's on the hill as he's taking his warm-up pitches. We talked about his numbers already. It's going to be fun to watch this kid pitch.
Yeah, allowed one hit in that start last week against Moeller.
And that hit didn't come until the 6th inning, by the way.
But Moeller did walk 4 times, and so then you have to wonder, do you go keep attacking first pitch, or do you try to wait him out a little bit, build some pitch count? We know how much Moeller likes to run. They've stolen 41 bases on the season in 16 games, so you're talking about a team that steals almost 3 bases a game. You know, if you can work some of that walk, maybe engineer a run without a hit, because he's obviously very difficult to hit. Maybe that's the way to score a couple runs today from Moeller.
Yeah, again, the Crusaders come in having lost 3 times on the season. Their first loss came way back on March 25th against, at that point, a very good Mason team at 7-5. The other loss after the St. X game last Tuesday came last Friday, also by a 1-0 score.
Yeah, and that'll just tell you how tough it is to score runs without question.
So Tyler McDonough in to lead the game off. Again, it is Nathan Capper's on the hill. He got the win with a complete game, although it was spread out over a 2-week period, but he did get the complete game as he's ready to get things underway. The first pitch swinging, a ground ball to shortstop, fielded in the hole, and a long throw over, and a tag gets McDonough as a nice play by Trevor Kunsel. He had to take a few steps to his right, Skinny.
Yeah, nice play by him, and also by the first baseman, Sam Clare. The throw pulled him off the bag right into the line of McDonough, the runner. He focused on catching the ball and got him with the swipe tag going by. Great play on both ends.
Well, if we're going to have a question answer pretty quick, do you attack quick? And that's
first pitch swinging.
Second batter, it will be Taylor Hopkins, the second baseman for the Crusaders, as he will first pitch swing. And right to the shortstop, Kunsel, and a throw over that in time as well. So 2 pitches and 2 outs for the Crusaders.
I mean, obviously they decided they're going first pitch hacking here. 2 pitches and 2 outs. Again, he did walk 4 last week, but when you got a guy that's tough to hit against, you don't want to get deep in the count a lot of times. You don't want to get yourself behind the 8 ball.
In our ear, Rob Ebel talking to us about steak dinners. These are little baseball idiosyncrasies behind the scenes. We'll maybe explain that if he does not swing at the first pitch. But it is Sebastian Fabic, the pitcher, and that one taken for a called strike.
Well, that wasn't a great pitch to hit, though. It was low at the knees, and so I think he'd have been hacking if it had been the right one he wanted to go after.
Fabic did take his strikes as that second pitch just up for ball 1. So 1-1. Fabic, we didn't really have even a chance to talk about the hitting for the guys. Fabic comes in with a .385 batting average.
Yeah, leads the team in stolen bases with 11, leads them in RBIs with 21, and hammers that one.
That's what down to right field in the air, but circling around and making the catch is John Bruce. He had to fight off the sun, but he was in position as that ball came over to him and right there to make the catch in a 1-2-3 inning for Nathan Cappers and the St. X Bombers on the Moeller Crusaders. We're through a half inning. Moeller and St. X no score on ESP Media.
Jimmy John's, America's #1 sandwich delivery, fast Ed speaking. I'm on my way.
I'm in the backyard here, Ed. Wow, you are fast.
Yes, sir, freaky fast and freaky good. But I gotta say, I've never delivered to a dude in a doghouse.
Well, I'm definitely in the doghouse.
I thought in the doghouse was just an expression, a figure of speech.
Well, the doghouse is a very real place.
How long are you condemned to your canine quarters?
Too soon to tell, but on the bright side...
The doghouse has a bright side?
Yeah, the wife can't throw a lap this far.
Oh! I guess she's been working out.
Back here at Pasco Field with Richard Skinner, Greg Waddell. We're through a half inning here, and that half inning consisted of 5 pitches for Nathan Cappers.
For 2 first pitch swings, and then at least Fabic saw a couple pitches before he swung. But if you're Bob Sherlock, your pitcher got that first inning the way you want him to, very economically.
Absolutely. So it will be Sebastian Fabic on the hill for the Crusaders. We talked about his numbers in the pregame, and again, to look back, the left-hander throwing for the Crusaders. We'll see what he can do to try to shut down St. X.
Yeah, the left-hander, and sometimes that's at the high school level a little different. You see a pitch that a lot of times the fastball will tail a little bit away from right-handed batters. And sometimes it's actually an advantage. At the big league level, obviously, they're used to that. But a lot of times high school kids, you think the lefty-lefty matchup's the key. No, a lot of times it's the lefty-righty matchup just because of the fastball tailing away a lot of times.
Fabic finishes up his warm-ups as St. X will go with Michael Cleary, Trevor Kunsel, and Pete Fisher here in the bottom half of the first inning. As we look defensively at the Crusaders, they have Christian Balt at first base, Taylor Hopkins playing second. Jack Deeds is in for Gallagher at shortstop. They had an injury there at the shortstop, so it's junior Jack Deeds playing shortstop, and over at third base is Cameron Swinger. On the left field, you got Mo Schaefer, Hunter Hughes, who was a fullback and a defensive back on the football side of things for the Crusaders. He is in center field, and Austin Beeching at right. And back catching is Tyler McDonough as Sebastian Fabik, the left-hander, ready to go. His first pitch just outside, ball one. As Michael Cleary leading things off. Cleary comes in with a batting average for the Bombers at 286 as he'll take the 1-0 pitch off the plate, ball two. So
yeah, the average is not gaudy, but he has a .438 on base percentage, so very nice for a leadoff batter.
And the difference between, we talked about how much Moeller will run as a 2-0 pitch taken for a called strike. St. X obviously a little bit, well, not obviously, but they are certainly more cautious.
Yeah, I mean, they only have 12 stolen bases in the year in 11 games, so you're talking about just one stolen base per game on average.
Fabik with a 2-1 pitch. That one fouled back, and count evens up now on Michael Cleary at 2-2, and be interesting to see clocks. Yeah, the high school pitching and the arms of some of these guys. Maybe he's got a pretty live arm. He's got a nice fastball, as does Nathan Cappers, the pitcher for St. X. 2-2 pitch and inside, but a swing and a miss. And Cleary out on strikes as he got tied up on that inside heat.
Well, that was the tailing fastball, tailed into the left-handed Cleary, and really did. I mean, the swing was not a good swing at all because it tied him up in knots completely. Good start for Fabik.
Trevor Kutzel, the shortstop, bats second. Saw a lot of action in the field the top half of the first inning as he will take a first pitch on the inside corner, strike one. Skinny, the home plate, it is in shadows. Pitching mound, though, that is in the rest of the field for that matter, all sunshine as that 0-1 pitch fouled straight up, and that will carry back and out of play.
Yeah, the shadows themselves are just almost to the infield grass, not quite there. So really, you're right. It's the whole batter's box area is engulfed in shadows, and the pitcher out in the sunshine.
We see the flags blowing straight in, a little swirling wind as 0-2 pitch. Bouncer to the shortstop. Deeds waits, but he throws, and just in time as Kutzel nearly beat it out.
Yeah,
but
Deeds got caught in between hops. He thought about waiting on the ball instead of charging it. It almost cost him because the in-between hop, he bobbled just a hair, but showed off a good arm to get him out.
So 2 outs now for the Bombers here in the bottom half of the first inning as Pete Fisher comes to the plate. Fisher batting an even .400. He's got 12 hits and 30 at-bats. He'll take a called strike.
Yeah, but the on-base percentage, .574, means 57% of the time he's on base, and he is their one threat to run. He's stolen 5 bases on the year.
He will take the 0-1 pitch up and in, ball one, to even the count up at 1-1. Wind is swirling around quite a bit. We saw Fabik put a charge into one in the top half of the first inning. That wind might have knocked that one down just a little bit. That one fouled straight back.
Yeah, I think it knocked it down a lot of bit, Greg, because I thought he hit it pretty well, and actually the right fielder started back on the ball and then had to come in to catch it about 3 or 4 steps short of the warning track. I thought he hit it at least to the track.
So the count now 1-2. Fabik, the pitcher for Moeller, on Pete Fisher, the left fielder. The lefty winds and deals, and that one just off the plate. Ball two. I think the Moeller fans thought they had a ring him up.
If you ask your pitcher to put a 1-2 pitch in the right spot, Fabik did it just low at the knees, but apparently just a hair too low.
So the count even now on Fisher at 2-2. Fabik deals, and that one fouled straight back to the screen. A little bit of room here behind home plate, but not significant for catchers. Plus, you have a brick backstop.
Yeah, you got to read it properly, because if the pitch goes back there fast enough, it'll ricochet off that quick enough for a catcher to make a play or two.
Or it can ricochet right past the catcher if he's not ready.
Yeah, correct.
That 2-2 pitch in the dirt, and ball 3 now as good at bat for the 3-hole hitter for St. X, Pete Fisher. Senior left fielder for the Bombers, trying to become the game's first base runner. 3-2 pitch, and that one fouled into the Moeller dugout, actually above it anyway. And right over to Coach Sherlock, manning the third base box.
Made a very nonchalant catch with his left hand, like he's out there with a glove on.
You got to act like you've been there.
Exactly. He just did on that one. Made a nice play.
So back again, Fabik and Pete Fisher. The full count, 3-2 pitch, and that one again fouled. This time, Bob Sherlock will let that one go on by him. a little more heat to it.
Well, he pitch at bat working for Fisher. It'll be the 9th pitch coming up. So, a guy that does get on base a lot, does know how to draw walks, does know how to work counts, is working over Fabic pretty well.
Bottom of the first inning here as the Crusaders and the St. Xavier Bombers. St. X 5-0 in the GCL South and looking for their first outright GCL win if they can control things the rest of the way. As Fisher will take ball 4 and does become the game's first base runner. Nice at bat there for Pete Fisher.
Great at bat, 9 pitch at bat, drew the walk. It's something he does very well with that .574 on base percentage. And for a team that doesn't run, just 12 steals, he's far and away the leader with 5. So Fisher certainly a threat to run, especially with 2 outs to try to get himself in scoring position.
Sam Clare, the cleanup hitter, he is hitting .342. He's got 13 hits, 38 at bats as that first pitch in. And that was taken for a called strike on Sam Clare. Clare does also have 8 RBI on the season, so
not much of a lead for Fisher.
And that one hit in the air up fairly high into left field, but moving over in left field is Mo Schaefer. He tracks, and he will make the catch to bring it into the bottom of the first inning. No runs, no hits, 1 runner left on base for St. X. We will head to the second inning here at Prasco Field. Moeller Crusaders, St. Xavier Bombers scoreless on ESP Media.
Craftsman Electric's been owned and operated by Charlie and Kay Fisher for over 30 years now. No matter what type of electric work you need, Craftsman Electric can handle it. Find out for yourself why 70% of their customers are repeat customers. 70%. Or check them out on Angie's List, where they've received the Super Service Award every year since 2007. Craftsman Electric. Dependable, affordable, honest. Call Jessica to schedule service at 513-891-4426 or visit craftsmanelectric.com. Quality craftsmanship. It's right there in the name.
Back at Prasco Field, the St. X Bombers and the Moeller Crusaders, GCL South Baseball on ESP Media. Crusaders, they're 4, 5, and 6 hitters here in the top of the second inning as Cameron Swanger, the third baseman, big, tall, lanky kid, as he waits on Nathan Cappers, and first pitch swinging again. Skinny, he'll foul that one straight back.
I didn't see the last game, so not sure what the approach was. Again, he did walk 4, although he only allowed 1 hit, but it's quite obvious they have the approach right now, at least the first time through the lineup, of going and attacking that first pitch.
So the 0-1 pitch into Cameron Swanger, that one inside, ball 1. Tim Held told us before the game, and he said that, again, this is kind of a weird setting in that first game when you look at the stats. It was split up by 2 weeks because of a delay, but Cappers pitched both parts of it as the 1-1 pitch inside, ball 2. So you may have gotten a couple of different looks at Cappers.
That's a good point, but I would tell you this, he would pitch every part that I could think about pitching, that's for sure.
That 1-1 pitch and fouled out of play over the dugout on the first base side. And I know, Skinny, there's some stands, and then there's the parking right behind those stands on that first base side. And a little sign over there. It says foul ball territory.
They warn you.
You have been forewarned.
Yep.
1-2 pitch, Nathan Cappers in, or actually 2-2 pitch, and that went up high, and that evens the count up. I don't know, is it 3-2? Yeah, I think it is 3-2 now. As the 3-2 pitch, now one hit off the fist towards second base, and a short hop by the second baseman. He fields, quick throw, Grant Kirby gets him. And Kirby had to hustle that throw over, but able to make the play.
That was a really nice play. Kirby was playing deep back on the grass, and the ball literally fisted over the pitcher's head. Kirby's the only guy that could make the play on it. Didn't rush it, fielded it cleanly, and made a nice clean throw to first base. That's a really nice play.
And you got to think the grass, true, nice and smooth.
Right.
That helps too, because that bounce came right to him. He timed it out right. And some fields you might not get that true bounce. First pitch in to the center fielder, Hunter Hughes, is taken for a called strike. As the left-handed hitting Hughes lines one into left center field, but that one will get over the left fielder's head, Pete Fisher, and head to the fence. Hunter Hughes around second base. He's going to try to make it to third. Here comes the throw, and overthrowing the third baseman is the cutoff shortstop from Trevor Kuntzel, and Hunter Hughes in as he gets a one-out triple here in the second inning.
Surprise Hughes went for 3 on that. The play's right in front of him, and honestly, the relay to Kuntzel was in plenty of time. He rushed the throw to third, and the wind might have got him. It might have taken off on him. They had him dead to rights, and a nice job by Cappers to back it up, because if he doesn't back it up, that goes in the dugout, and Hunter Hughes scores. So a good break by Moeller, good break for Moeller that he gets the triple out of it. Bad break that it didn't go in the dugout. And Fisher looked like he got lost a little bit, Greg, and I wonder if the wind played tricks on him a little bit.
Yep, and that would hit the other way as Hunter Hughes hit it to left field. So that ball had some tail to it. His first pitch swinging and lined into right field, a base hit, and in to score comes Hunter Hughes. And unlike the last time the Crusaders played St. X, this time they're able to score. They take the 1-0 lead.
And really, that runs because Hunter Hughes gambled for the triple. I don't think he scored on that base hit. It was hit off the fist, but hit on a one-hop to the right fielder. Because he got the triple out of it, he's able to walk home from third base.
Austin Beeching getting that RBI base hit, his 7th RBI of the year. And again, first pitch swinging was Beeching on that one. That'll bring up the first baseman now, Christian Balt. As a throw over to first base, and Beeching back in diving head first. Beeching only 1 stolen base on the season. Doesn't mean, though, that he's not a threat to steal with Xavier, or with Moeller on the base paths. Another throw over, and Beeching dives back.
Bolt not a great average at 194, but you feel confident enough, maybe put the hit and run on, or even bunt to try to get the runner in scoring position, even though there's already one out.
Bolt does have 10 RBIs, despite that batting average just below 200. He hits this one in the air. This one curling over towards the dugout, and that one will get over the screen and into the stands. And yeah, Mike Asbeck, the athletic director for Moeller, fields that one off the dugout and throws it back over the screen. And Mike Asbeck will be joining us here sometime during the game. So another first pitch. Actually, that was a 1-1 foul ball. Another throw over to first base. Again, Beeching diving back. Doesn't have a big lead over there, Skinny, but
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yet, Nathan Cappers keeping an eye on him, making sure he does not. Crusaders leading at 1-0 on a Beeching RBI hit. And this one lined into right center field as coming over the right fielder, and he will track that one down. John Bruce, and a quick throw back to first base, and nearly trying to double up Beeching, who had to hustle back. Nice play there by the right fielder, John Bruce.
Beeching forced to go halfway because for a second it looked like it might drop, but a really nice play by Bruce to come in and get it, and then Beeching's kind of caught in no man's land, and they almost threw behind him and doubled him off.
And I think the wind may have held that one up just a little bit, as looked like off the bat it was hit a little bit better.
Both shots to right field, Fabics and the one that was just hit, both of them looked like they were hit better than that, and both times the right fielder had to come in to get them.
So into bat now, it is the Crusaders' Mo Schaefer, as dive again back to first base from Beeching. Mo Schaefer actually the designated hitter. He's not playing in left field, I think we mentioned.
Yeah, Mike Mock's starting in left field today. Schaefer, though, DHing for him.
Mike Mock, a wide receiver during the football time. A little bit better lead that time for Beeching as Mo Schaefer fouls that one straight back and out of play. So the count is 0-1 to Mo Schaefer, as Schaefer comes in as the DH, hitting .320 on the season. He's 6 singles and 2 doubles, 7 RBIs on the season for Mo Schaefer. Beeching starts back now as Nathan Cappers takes a look over and steps off. 1-0, Crusaders up here in the top of the second inning. Now a quick throw over to first, but Beeching back, and Sam Clare had to reach back behind him to field that one. Cappers keeping a pretty good eye on Beeching at first base as Mo Schaefer, the 1-1 pitch is off and running, and getting the stolen base will be Beeching as the ball in and out of the glove of Nick Myers does not get the throw down. So kind of like I was saying, Beeching and the Crusaders, you never know. They might not have a lot of number stealing, but you just never know.
Well, 2 outs is a good time to gamble with it. Try to get another runner in scoring position.
And he does. So Beeching now out at second base, and we mentioned Schaefer on the season has knocked in quite a few runs as Cappers looks in. That pitch up and in, ball 2. This always an intense game. It doesn't matter what sport it is. Skinny, you've been around the Cincinnati high school scene enough as the home plate umpire coming over and they're going to tell us now.
The count is 2-2.
Yeah, so the scoreboard had it different, and the umpire telling us. But any sport doesn't matter. When you put St. X and Moeller together, you're going to hear the chirping. You might even hear the Moeller dugout.
No doubt about it.
Always lots of fun. So 2-2, the count to Mo Schaefer. Cappers deals, and that one fouled out of play again, straight behind us as Mo Schaefer looking to extend the Moeller lead here in the top of the second inning. The one thing we should talk about as well, Cappers, with those gaudy numbers he has, he's only a junior for Bob Sherlock's Bombers.
Yeah, by the way, that run that Moeller scored, the second earned run he's allowed in 6 games now this year. Second earned run.
He hasn't been in that position a whole heck of a lot as that one bounced straight back off the face mask of Nick Meyer. Did you ever catch playing ball?
I caught one game. Believe it or not, I was an infielder, outfielder. But in a summer league game, we played a first game of a doubleheader. It was an 18-17 game. A kid caught, was exhausted. Our backup catcher wasn't there. I asked anybody. I was kind of even coaching. I was 20 years old playing and coaching. I said, anybody want to catch? Nobody decided to catch. I said, you know what? I'll do it.
Oh, it's awesome.
Did it without a cup on.
Oh, jeez. Well, now that's a different story.
Yeah. The catching part was okay. The foul ball catching part was very, very difficult.
2-2 pitch in the dirt, ball 3, and Meyer picks it up and throws down to second base as Beeching has to hustle back.
You know, my favorite part was the receiving part I was fine with. I blocked a couple balls in the dirt, threw a guy out stealing at third, but the very first pop foul that occurred, never found it, never saw it. It literally landed on home plate.
Did you take the mask off at least?
I did do that. I didn't throw it away, though. I couldn't find the ball. All of a sudden I heard thunk.
It's a good thing it didn't hit you in the head.
Nope, that's a very good thing.
3-2 pitch in the dirt, ball 4, and off and running Beeching. He will hustle on down, and that pitch in the dirt, and Mo Schaefer draws the 2-out walk, and now runners at first and third, and shortstop Jack Deeds, 9th place hitter, coming up for the Crusaders.
And Nick Meyer had that go off his glove, so a pass ball will score it, allows Beeching to go to third base. So now you got a lot of things you can try. Maybe a double steal, a delayed double steal to try to get the runner home from third, a wild pitch, or Deeds, who hasn't gotten a ton of at-bats, maybe sneaks one through there.
So Cappers comes right at Deeds, and he will get a swing and a miss. He'll jump out in front. Tim Held very aggressive on the base paths, and you could see something like a hit and run, although, like you mentioned, Jack Deeds, only 27 at-bats on the season. And he will put one in the air towards center field, and Cleary took a couple of steps in and takes a couple more, and he will make the catch and bring it into the inning. But Crusaders do pick up 1 run on 2 hits as Hunter Hughes a triple and a hit by Beeching to knock him in. The Crusaders through an inning and a half, leading the Moeller Crusaders by a score of 1-0 on ESP Media.
Friend by the name of Joe said, to Coney Isle, dear, we'll go. Then Nellie started to fret and pout, and to him I heard her shout, hey, take me out to the ball game, take me out with the crowd, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame.
Getting answers, finding solutions. Local 12 News investigates.
As soon as we called you, everything happened very quickly.
Not afraid to ask the tough questions. Taking action, getting the truth. Local 12 News investigates.
Executive producer Rob Ebel spinning the tunes. You're not a coach anymore. You don't have to do the 3 blind mice for the or the umpires or referees.
That's always a fan favorite when that's played at baseball games, is it not?
Matthew Seltzer will lead off the second inning for Xavier. Crusaders with a run at the top of the second, lead at 1-0. Sebastian Fabig, first pitch inside, ball 1. Now, do you in a mindset thing? Do the Crusaders get over a little bit of a hurdle?
I think so, big time. I mean, again, you're going against a guy giving up one earned run the whole season. You didn't score on the last time, and you got a big run for your ace.
This one popped up straight in the infield. None of the infielders able to find it, and Sebastian Fabik finally says, "I'll take it," and he'll come off the mound and make the catch. You had the first baseman coming over, Christian Balt, Hopkins in, but that ball was blowing away from the mound, though, too, towards the third base side.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know why pitchers don't take that more often. I really don't. I mean, I know in the big leagues you see the pitcher gets out of the way and an infielder takes it. Look, you're a good athlete. You can catch a pop-up, and Fabik made a great play because he actually was looking for somebody else to catch it, looked around, realized no one's going to get it, reached his glove out, and he caught it.
John Bruce with 1 out batting, 276 batting average for the Bombers, left-handed hitting right fielder for Bob Sherlock's Bombers. Senior as first pitch taken, ball 1. This one lined towards left field, but over as Mike Mock circles around again. That wind playing some tricks, but Mike Mock able to make the catch on that one for the Crusaders, and quickly 2 outs here in a second.
Chance for a quick inning for Fabik. He threw 20 pitches in that first inning, but 2 pitches to each of the first 2 batters of this inning, and a chance to get out of it quickly.
Designated hitter Alex Markley now to the plate, as Markley, the team's leading hitter, .526 batting average, as he has 10 hits and 19 at-bats. He's also a pitcher, though, so he probably doesn't bat every game, and so maybe those numbers slightly misleading.
Yep. But obviously the numbers of the 19 at-bats, 10 hits and 19 at-bats is pretty good. He leads his team in average.
Well, and even more so, 5 of those 10 hits are doubles.
Absolutely.
So he puts the ball in play.
It also makes you wonder why the guy hits 7th in the order.
Yeah. I'm not going to question Bob Sherlock.
I'm not either.
He's had a pretty good run here this year.
Absolutely.
First pitch was a taken ball 1, and the next pitch fouled straight back by Alex Markley. Count 1-1. With Nick Meyer, the catcher, on deck for St. X. Pretty nice crowd on hand. And again,
nice.
We were kind of talking about it too, Skinny. Again, it's Moeller St. X. That attracts, you get alum that will show up for both schools, and you got the legacy dads that don't want to give things up. They're here.
Well, both sets of stands on each side. The first base and third base sign look filled. You see have a bunch of people standing down the line. You actually got that right field porch we talked about in the pregame with some fans, a good chunk of fans in it.
That's what I'm amazed at, as the 2-1 pitch just off the plate outside, ball 3. So Fabik working the off-speed pitch on Markley that time and couldn't get it to bend back over. Fabik down on count 3-1 and swinging fouled off by Markley.
He's a big kid, took a big rip at that thing.
He's a pitcher primarily for Sherlock, but again, for Bob Sherlock, that is, the St. X coach, and those 10 hits, 5 of those doubles, as we mentioned, and he's not afraid to take a rip as he did on that 3-1 pitch.
Kind of ran out of baseballs for the umpire. They had to.
We've had a couple of good at-bats here by some of these guys on both sides.
Yep.
You know, chase these down. You got a parking lot out there. That ball can roll on you. Oh, the full count pitch, and that one on the outside corner. Strike 3 called on Alex Markley, and second strikeout for Sebastian Fabik. And the Crusaders 3 up and 3 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Richard Skinner will have the play-by-play when the third inning comes back and returns. As through 2, it's Moeller 1, St. X nothing on ESP Media.
Craftsman Electric's been owned and operated by Charlie and Kay Fisher for over 30 years now. No matter what type of electric work you need, Craftsman Electric can handle it. Find out for yourself why 70% of their customers are repeat customers. 70%. Or check them out on Angie's List, where they've received the Super Service Award every year since 2007. Craftsman Electric. Dependable, affordable, honest. Call Jessica to schedule service at 513-891-4426 or visit craftsmanelectric.com. Quality craftsmanship. It's right there in the name.
Back here at Prasco Field, we head to the top of the third inning and in with the play-by-play from Local12.com and an angry guy in his own right, Richard Skinner.
Greg, thanks very much. It'll be the top of the Moeller lineup. Tyler McDonough, then Taylor Hopkins and Sebastian Fabik as the Crusaders. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors through 2 innings. For St. X, they are hitless and scoreless through 2, so Moeller with a 1-0 lead as we start the third. Left-handed McDonough the first time up, bounced out to shortstop on a nice play by Trevor Kuntzel going off to his right. Nathan Cappers, who's given up 2 earned run all season long, but 1 in this game with the pitch. A breaking ball swung on and missed by McDonough for strike 1.
He did not start McDonough off with a fastball like he did last time.
Changed it up a little. Third baseman Seltzer in on the grass. The 0-1 delivery, swing and a miss on an outside pitch. So quickly McDonough falls behind 0-2.
Still being aggressive in there, but McDonough looking to rip that ball, pulling the head out of there. It's one of the old basics.
0-2 delivery from Cappers is a breaking ball pop foul, and that's going to go well out of play, and yet another foul ball out of play.
Yeah, the umpire looking towards the St. X dugout. This is St. X's home game, by the way. So I guess they get to supply the balls. Is that how that works?
Yep. And they'll go through probably a couple dozen of them, I got to feel,
At
before
this
the day's
rate.
over with.
Yeah, but like $7 a ball, too.
Nathan Cappers with the 0-2. In his delivery, and it's grounded to shortstop. Kuntzel right there, doesn't have to move, fields and throws, and there's 1 away.
I'll tell you what, Kuntzel's got a pretty strong arm over there. He's made, well, he had to make a play on McDonough in that first inning you mentioned, and had to go in the hole, and pretty nice play. That one, a little bit easier play there. I had to maybe take a half a step at the most.
But he's got a great arm, you're right. I mean, he just set himself and fired it over there. Here comes the left-handed hitting second baseman Taylor Hopkins. He also grounded to short his first time up. 447 his average on the season. He rips one fair down the right field line. It goes into the bullpen area down the line. It bounces away from the right fielder. This is going to be at least 3 bases. Hopkins on his way to third as we speak. The throw comes to the relay man across, not nearly in time, in fact cut off. And it's a triple with 1 out for Taylor Hopkins, the second triple of the game for Moeller. Hunter Hughes hit one to left field his first time up in the second, and now Moeller with a runner on third and 1 out has another runner in scoring position with their leading RBI man Sebastian Fabic coming to the plate.
Yes, that time it was Hopkins just pulling that one inside the first base bag, and maybe a little bit of bad luck for the right fielder John Bruce out there for St. X. There's a fence and a wall down there.
It
looked like it hit the fence or the wall, whatever. It took a little spin away from Bruce and got by him on that warning track on the side of the field. That enabled Hopkins to get all the way around to third base.
Well, St. X going to bring its infield primarily in with 1 down, and the first delivery is fouled back by Fabic. He flied to right his first time up on a ball that looked like he hit pretty well, but with the way the wind's blowing, he kind of blew it back in and became a routine fly ball. I think Moeller would take another one just like it to get the run home right here.
Well, Fabic, a left-handed pitcher, or left-handed thrower, but bats
right-handed batter.
Yep.
Going from the windup is Cappers. The 0-1 delivery, swing and a miss at a breaking ball. So it's now 0-2, and Cappers looking for the strikeout here to make it out number 2.
Pulled the string on him on that time. Sebastian Fabic looking for that fastball to drive.
3 infielders on the grass. The shortstop Kuntzel about a step off the grass, but he's got that great arm at shortstop. Here's the 0-2 delivery, high and inside for ball 1. So 1-2, tried to get him to chase.
Yeah, Fabic thought about it, I think, for a moment, but thought better of it on that high fastball.
Fabic with 21 RBI on the year. It leads Moeller. Looking for RBI number 22. The 1-2 delivery, breaking ball foul back to the screen. He'll stay alive at 1-2.
First base coach over there for Moeller bailing out of there. Not sure where that was coming off the screen.
Don't know if he saw it again. We talked about the shadows, and Greg, they're starting to creep out even further. They were barely short of the infield grass. Now they're out onto the infield grass as we're in the third inning.
They probably moved a couple feet since the beginning of the game.
1-2 delivery in the dirt. Nice block made. Yeah, he got by him a little bit, but blocked it just enough, and the runner doesn't go. Nice play by Nick Meyer, the catcher. He got just enough on it that Hopkins elected not to run from third base, but the count goes to 2-2 now on Fabic.
Well, Fabic kind of looked down at third base, tried to motion for him to go, but after he saw the ball get by the catcher Myers, but not taking a chance out of third base was Taylor Hopkins.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Capper's going to work from the stretch. He was in the windup before, but now in the stretch. 2-2 runner on third with 1 out. The pitch, and it hit him. Hit him on the upper shoulder, so Fabic will throw the bat aside and head down to first base. So Moeller now has him on first and third with 1 out. It'll be the cleanup batter, Cameron Swanger, who grounded out to second, got fisted off his bat the first time up for a bounce out to second. And we'll see if Moeller tries to put something in play. Fabic leads this team in stolen bases as well, Greg. He leads him in everything. He's the top pitcher. He leads him in RBIs at 21, and he's got a team-high 11 stolen bases. So we'll see if Moeller decides to put something on right here.
You know, Sebastian Fabic, despite being a pitcher, you can have those those courtesy runners in baseball.
Not going to courtesy run for him.
Nope, absolutely not. Not too much, that much speed down there at first base, and we'll see if they get the hit and run going here.
Middle infield at double play depth now as they've backed off. Fabic bluffed to go in. Ball is high. Catcher fakes a throw back down to first base, so 1-0.
You know, and Nathan Cappers hasn't been in this position a whole lot this year.
I mean, his whip is 0.68, which is just, I mean, he's literally given up 13 base runners all season.
All season. That's incredible.
In 26 innings. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Fabic got leaning. Cappers threw over, but Fabic dives back safely.
You can hear the chirping in the background. That's all coming out of the Moeller dugout right now.
They feel they got him on the ropes. 1-0 they lead at top of the 3rd inning. Runners on the corners with 1 away, and the cleanup batter, Cameron Swanger, at the plate. Cappers into the stretch. Looks in, the 1-0 delivery. Swung on, pop foul. Will it stay in play? Drifting over is the first baseman, Claire, but it goes out of play, and count evens at a ball and a strike.
Kind of watching the first baseman's eyes at first. Thought maybe he had a play. Again, the wind whipping around here.
We can see the flags all the way on the outfield. They're whipping different directions, it seems like, at different times, but it's going pretty good clip. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runners on the corners. Fabic at first as they throw back, and Taylor Hopkins, who tripled over at 3rd base. Moeller's lone run came in the 2nd on a Hunter Hughes 1-out triple, and then a Austin Beeching RBI single to right. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball low and away, and it goes to 2 balls and a strike on Swanger. So now maybe a chance to put something on here because you doubt they're going to pitch out on 2-1.
Yeah. You would think now there's a chance to really get aggressive here and force the hand of Nathan Cappers.
2 balls, 1 strike from the stretch. He looked to 3rd and decided not to throw it that way. Took a big stride that way just to make sure that Moeller didn't have a play on, because if you're going to squeeze in this situation, this is a pretty good pitch to do it on as well.
And Swanger was really bouncing off first base as well with that fake to 3rd.
2 balls and a strike from the stretch. Nathan Cappers delivers, swung on and hammered foul way down the left field line. He turned on that one, but hit it a country mile foul down the left field line.
Oh, he did get a good piece of that one, as Swanger does have 2 home runs on the season, so he's got more than warning track power, but with this wind swirling around, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what you need to get a ball out of here.
Also 16 RBI, so 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Fabic, the base runner at first, has great speed with the team-high 11 steals, but has not gone yet.
Yeah, wind whipped up and kind of disrupted Cappers' concentration.
Cappers now back on the mound. Throws over to first, and Fabic dives back in safely again. Fabic doesn't have a huge lead over there.
Not really, and he did not offer to go on that 2-1 pitch to Swanger moments ago, so it was hammered way out of play.
Outfield pulled a little bit around towards left. Here's the 2-2. Fabic does go, bounce foul down the 3rd base line, and we'll do it all over again with the 2-2 pitch.
I'm a little surprised on the 2-1 pitch that Swanger, or rather that Fabic wasn't off and running on that one.
I was too. It wouldn't have mattered, obviously, because he hammered it foul, but I agree with you. So they do elect to run him on 2-2. See if they come back with the steal here and see if Cappers doesn't throw over another time or so.
You wonder what Cappers, has he had to throw over to first? I mean, is that a motion?
Not much.
Is he comfortable with that?
2-2 delivery, curveball goes high, and it goes full at 3-2, and you expect Fabic to probably be running here on 3-2 with 1 down.
I would certainly think so at this point. You can really get him off and running on this one if Swanger can get into one and find a hole.
Hopkins, who tripled at 3rd, Fabic at first, 3-2. Cappers from the stretch to Swanger. He does not run, and it's ball 4 low and away. Ball skips away. Here comes Hopkins to the plate. The throw, not in time. And Moeller takes a 2-0 lead on the wild pitch. So it's a walk, and it allows Hopkins to come home from 3rd, and Moeller now has a 2-0 lead, and it's going to warrant pitching coach to come out and talk with Nathan Cappers, who seems a little bit rattled, Greg, for a guy that's had such a great season, 4-0, 0.27 ERA, making it's his 6th appearance today, has 2 shutouts on the season. He's just been a dynamic stopper, and yet Moeller now has 2 runs here through in the top of the 3rd inning.
And, you know, something we can never not talk enough about are the fact that these are 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. So he's a junior, so probably a 17-year-old out there. Hasn't faced this a whole heck of a lot. You throw in there the setting, what a great place this is. You put maybe a little bit more pressure on yourself sometimes,
right, I think
and
you're
out of your sorts a little bit from what you're used to.
Funny part was he had a 5-pitch first inning, made it look very routine, and Moeller's kind of worked him over. A 20-pitch inning last inning. He's already now thrown 17 pitches this inning.
And now,
so with runners at first and second, the center fielder Hunter Hughes up. He tripled over the left fielder's head his first time up in the second and scored on the Beeching single. Fabic at second, Swanger at first. From the stretch, Cappers. Fabic takes off for third. Here's the throw down, not in time, and the runner behind him moved up as well. So a double steal as Swanger steals second. Fabic steals third, and now two more runners in scoring position for Hunter Hughes, who took strike one, but Moeller gets 2 bases out of it.
I'll tell you what, the base umpire, I was like you, Skinny.
He waited to make the call.
He really waited and hesitated, and almost waiting to see if the third baseman, Seltzer, had the ball, but I thought Fabic easily beat it out.
From the stretch, the infield playing back here against Hughes. Swing and a miss for strike 2 up and away from him. Hunter Hughes, good RBI man, number 2 on this team with 17 RBIs, but now down in a 2-strike, nothing hole. Left-handed batter, choking up a little bit on the bat with 2 strikes on him. Cappers working from the stretch. Again, the infield staying back, down 2-0 with a runner on third. Here's Cappers, the 0-2 delivery. Just missed low and away for ball 1.
Wow, that's a tough one to take.
Hughes with a sigh of relief, I'm going to guarantee that.
So. I would guarantee that you were right about that.
Fabic at third, Swanger at second. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Hunter Hughes, who tripled his first time. Swanger from the stretch, or rather Cappers from the stretch, delivers. Breaking ball stays up and in, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Hunter Hughes. So he got ahead 0-2. In fact, remember, he got ahead 0-2 on Fabic and eventually hit him. Got ahead of Hughes 0-2, and now it's 2-2 with just 1 out.
Fabic, or rather, Cappers not getting that breaking ball in as much as he'd like.
And a ball goes inside on 2-2. A fastball misses in, and it's now full on Hughes.
Hunter Hughes, I'll tell you what, he's got a pretty good eye because a couple of those pitches didn't miss by much, but
we're going to get some activity for St. Xavier throwing. Sam Kendall heading down to start warming up. Here comes the 3-2 delivery out of the stretch from Nathan Cappers. Swung on and fouled back, and we'll do it all over again.
Well, should also keep both teams are going to be playing a lot this week too, as we get to late April, early May. So you wonder. Maybe you save some pitches and do it all over again on Wednesday.
3-2 count, runners at second and third. Cappers from the stretch delivers to Hughes. He fouls it back again, so Hughes stays alive.
Hunter Hughes wasting some pitches there on Nathan Cappers. Hunter Hughes, by the way, he was part of the spring signees. He's going to go play some football as a preferred walk-on at Michigan State. That kind of pipeline from Moeller to East Lansing continuing.
Certainly a good athlete.
Oh, he's a great athlete.
3-2 from the stretch. Cappers delivers, blooped over shortstop. It's going to drop in for a base hit. 1 run scores. They're going to hold Swanger as the throw cut off as it comes in. So the bloop single for Hughes makes it RBI number 18 for him on the year as it brings Fabic home. Swanger moves to third, and Moeller's inning continues for Austin Beeching, who got an RBI single his first time at bat. And now a 3-0 Moeller lead on Nathan Cappers.
Well, we talked about in the pregame the fact that Cappers had only given up 1 earned run all year long.
All year.
And today, now giving up 3 in this game. And I can guarantee you the Moeller bench, they are having some fun in there, chirping away. That you got to think maybe that got under the skin of Cappers a little bit too.
This inning started with a ground out to short. Then Hopkins tripled down the first baseline all the way to the corner. Fabic got hit with a 2-strike pitch. Swanger walked, and now Hughes on a 3-2 pitch, battling back from 0-2 singles. So first and third with 1 out, and Beeching up. First pitch, a fastball low and away for ball 1.
Well, Hunter Hughes is another one of those guys. He's got tremendous speed, a tremendous athlete. He only has 5 stolen bases. He's been caught once, but kid was a fullback running back. He's got speed.
Oh, no question about it. He dives back in as Cappers throws over to first base. Again, Sam Kendall warming up in the bullpen. He's actually tied with Cappers for the most appearances, with 5 coming in on the season for St. X. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Up and in for ball 2, and Cappers really having a hard time finding it. He got on top of Hughes 0-2 before he went to a 3-2 count. He was up on Fabic 0-2 before he finally hit him.
And Sebastian Fabic, by the way, going back down to warm up in the bullpen.
Good idea.
Third base line. It's been an extended inning.
2-0 pitch is fouled back as the runner at first. Hughes bluffed going, so it's now 2 balls and a strike with Cameron Swanger on third, Hunter Hughes on first.
Beeching had a good rip at that pitch, too.
Yeah, 2-0 pitch. He was sitting on something, sitting on fastball, and just fouled it back. So 2 balls and 1 strike as Cappers rubs up the baseball, trying to compose himself behind the mound. Now steps back on the rubber, shakes off a sign, now goes to the stretch. And the 2-1 delivery to Beeching. A breaking ball low as Hughes takes off, and he steals it without a throw. Ball was in the dirt. Catcher couldn't dig it out, so Hunter Hughes with a stolen base. That's now 3 stolen bases in the inning for Moeller.
Well, Skinny, and we talked about it, they are aggressive on the base pad. They love to push the tempo.
And the count as well goes to 3-1. So Beachy, who had an RBI single his first time, has 2 runners in scoring position as the infield now comes in with a 3-0 deficit. The pitch chopped towards third. It's going to be gloved there. The throw to the plate is in the dirt, and it gets away as the third baseman Seltzer threw it away. Here comes Hughes. He'll score, and Moeller scores 2 more runs in the inning. Seltzer fielded it cleanly. Had an easy throw to the plate, but just threw it in the dirt. The catcher, Meyer, tried to short hop it and sweep tag it. Couldn't get it. And so the error on the third baseman allows 2 runs to score as Hughes comes around. It's a 4-run inning for Moeller and now a 5-0 Crusaders advantage.
We'll see Nick Myers call time. He'll go out to talk to his pitcher, and that right now buying some time for the bullpen to see if they can get things warmed up and heated up quick enough. But
he had the runner, Cameron Swanger, dead to rights at the plate. He just needed to make a better throw. He kind of rushed it. It was a high chopper, and I think that's why he thought he had to rush it, but he really didn't.
Well, he fielded it cleanly, but in the exchange from the glove to the hand, I don't know if he got a full part of the hand of the ball.
Here's a chopper to third. The throw to second for 1. The relay on to first is dug out, and that's a double play around the horn. Seltzer to Kirby, to the first baseman Claire for the double play. But in the inning for Moeller, they score 4 runs on 2 base hits. There was 1 error and nobody left on base at the middle of inning number 3. It is now Moeller 5, St. Xavier nothing. And you're listening to Moeller Baseball on ESP Media.
The newest urban sports bar is in Covington, Kentucky, just a block and a bridge from the banks in the historic Roebling Point District. Smoke Justice is a one-of-a-kind sports bar. Named after the opening day pitcher for the Covington Blue Sox in 1913, Smoke Justice offers smoked meats, specialty whiskey, a great craft beer selection, live music on the weekends, an adult arcade, and all the sports you can handle. Join us beginning November 1st for a week of celebration in Covington. That's Smoke Justice, 302 Court Street.
Crafts.
Welcome back to Prasco Park. Richard Skinner, Greg Waddell as Moeller with a 4-run third inning against St. Xavier ace Nathan Cappers has a 5-0 lead as St. Axe comes to bat here in the bottom of inning number 3, and they'll have the bottom 2 in the order, and then the top of the order as Nick Meyer, the catcher, steps in, hitting 174 on the season with no homers and 2 RBIs. So Sebastian Fabic, the left-hander, staked to a 5-0 lead. Those first pitch at the inside corner for strike number 1.
Well, Fabic and Jack Pachetti, they're horses for Moeller on the mound, and gotta think that feeling pretty good right now about things for the Crusaders, but you just never know.
Well, Fabic went down. He threw a ball right there to 1-1. He went back down to warm up, and he's still trying to get himself loose out on the mound to start this inning. 1-0 or 1-1 is a strike, swing and a miss by Meyer on a fastball straight down the middle. So Fabic gets ahead 1-2, and he's got that great big hook he likes to drop in there, and a perfect time to maybe throw it on the back door here. Outfield shifts around towards right. The 1-2 delivery, fastball inside, missed badly, so it goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. The center fielder for Moeller, Hunter Hughes, was on the left side of second base. He's now all the way on the other side. He's in right center.
Tell you what, with the way that wind's swirling around, though, I don't know if there's a good spot to really be lined up out there.
2-2 delivery, fouled out of play down the right field line. We'll do it again with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield very shallow as well against Meyer.
Well, they really think as Meyer, the 8th place hitter for St. X.
Yeah, he has just 4 hits on the year and none of them for extra bases.
Yeah, I mean, if you put one in the air, that ball's going to hang up. So they're pretty much saying, try and hit one over my head, burn me.
Sebastian Fabic through first 2 innings, through 30 pitches, 18 of which were strikes. He's got a 2-2 count on Nick Meyer here after he fouled that one back. Left-hander shakes off one side, and then Meyer calls time and will step out. So Fabic shook off his battery mate, Tyler McDonough, and caused Meyer to take time out. So Meyer back in the box, Fabic back on the mound, shakes his head yes. Into his windup, the left-hander's 2-2 delivery is a Fastball that sails high and away for ball 3, so Myers worked the count full.
Yeah, I'm sure Tim Held right now is just saying throw strikes. You got a 5-run lead here at this point. You don't want to start messing around and get the pitch count up. Just go right after him.
Yep, here comes the 3-2 delivery. Swung on, wrapped towards third. It goes into left field for a base hit. Diving an attempt and a good one by the third baseman Cameron Swanger, but he couldn't come up with it. So the first hit of the day for St. X goes to the 8th place hitter, the 174 hitting Nick Meyer, to bring Grant Kirby to the plate. The second baseman hitting just 136 on the year, no homers and 2 RBIs. Kirby, a junior, left-handed batter against the left-handed pitching Sebastian Fabic. Meyer not a threat to run over at first base. He does have 1 stolen base on the season.
Yeah, outfield
away for a ball.
The outfielders on the left-handed hitting Kirby now kind of over towards the left field.
Yeah, I think they've got the feeling they just cannot pull one on him, although Meyer pulled one to left field for a base hit that time. Here's the 0-1, or 1-0 rather. It's just a hey or low, and it goes to 2 balls and no strikes.
Again, I'm sure Tim Held is just looking at him, just saying, look, settle down, take a deep breath, throw strikes here at this point. You got a 5-run lead. Do what you do best.
Yeah, he went to a full count on Meyer before he got the hit. Now down 2-0 to Kirby. I'm assuming he'll be taking here on 2-0. When he does, he takes it right down the middle for strike 1. 5-0 Moeller if you're just joining us. A run in the second, then 4 in the third against the ace of St. X, Nathan Cappers. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Swung on, fly ball down the left field line, but that's going to bend way out of play, and count evens at 2-2 on Kirby.
I got Fabic at 39 pitches right now, so into the third inning.
Yeah, 20 in the first, 10 in the second, and yeah, 9 so far here in the third. So not awful. Averaging 15 an inning, so you're roughly at the 100 pitch count if you get through 7 innings at the rate he's going.
At this point, though, he's already up at the, 3-2 count, first batter, and
2-2
5
count
pitches here. Yep. And a foul
delivery.
ball.
No lead for Meyer over at first. The 2-2 fouled straight back, and Kirby hangs alive. Uses up another pitch in that pitch count number.
Yep. And at this point, if you get down the count, if you can get up in the count, it just opens up so much more for you to do with your pitch selection. But if you get down, then you're going to have to pretty much come in with the heat. And it doesn't matter if you're first or eighth.
Fastballs here as he throws over. Meyer literally is 1 step off first base. I'm not sure if that was more just to kind of reset things for Sebastian Fabic, but really no reason to throw over there. Now he's in the stretch. Comes home with the 2-2 pitch swing and a miss by Kirby, and he struck him out. Strikeout number 3 on the days for Sebastian Fabic. He's got 1 in each of the first 3 innings, and with 1 down, we go back to the top of the St. Xavier order, the center fielder Michael Cleary.
That's how you come back and battle back after giving up the first hit of the game. Comes back with a strikeout, turns the lineup over, back to the top of the order.
Cleary, a left-handed batter. He struck out his first time up, and swinging a miss. There's a throw behind Meyer, and they just missed getting him.
That throw to the inside part of the bag, and Christian Bolt fielded that one, but had to kind of reach back behind him and swipe tag. And
Meyer got back in safely, but just barely.
Good throw down there by Tyler McDonough.
0-1, Fabic from the stretch. Throws it high for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Wind looks like it's settled down just a little bit, Greg. Flag's not blowing quite as hard, although they're still getting it occasionally at a pretty good clip.
Yeah, the sun's kind of gone behind some clouds as well, so not really even a shadow out there on the field right now.
1-1 from Fabic to Cleary on the way. Goes in the dirt. Nice block. Very nice block by Tyler McDonough, the catcher, to go to his knees to keep it in front of him, but count goes to 2-1.
They do such a nice job in the offseason working with the catchers, and so technically sound. And Tyler McDonough, nice job there of just knocking that ball down and blocking it.
2-1 delivery. That one's low, and another nice block by McDonough. So went to a 3-ball count, a full count to Meyer, went to a 2-0 count to Kirby before battling back to strike him out. Now he's gone 3-1 on Michael Cleary. 1 out, runner on first base. Moeller leading it 5-0 here, bottom of the third against St. Xavier. Fabic from the stretch, the 3-1 goes outside and low for ball 4, and so St. X has a little something going here in inning number 3, as it'll be the number 2 place hitter, the shortstop Trevor Kunsel, coming plateward.
Second walk of the game for Fabic, and we'll see some action now getting ready in the bullpen for Moeller as
Jack Passetti.
Jack Passetti has he and Fabic split the time as the starters, and they've spent the most time. Now, Moeller's got a lot of games this week.
Yeah.
They don't play again, though, till Wednesday. But
well, this is a pivotal game, though, because St. X comes in the league at 5-0, 10-1 overall. Moeller 3-1, so a Moeller win gets him even in the loss column with St. Xavier.
Said he took the loss in that 1-0 loss to St. X last week, although he started the first part of that delayed game.
Here's the first pitch to Kunzel, and it goes low for ball one. So Meyer, who singled for the first hit of the game, is on second base. Cleary, who just walked on first, one out, and now Tyler McDonough going to trot out to talk to his pitcher, Sebastian Fabic. And, it was a fairly long inning, and it feels like it's almost got him out of his rhythm.
Yeah, and you saw Tyler McDonough as he started out towards the mound, kind of looked back over towards the dugout, and whether he's buying some time for Bassetti to warm up. Mike Mondrell coming out now, the pitching coach for the Crusaders, to chat with Sebastian Fabic as well. And that's the one thing you don't want in a game. When you have a big 5-run lead, that sometimes it's a different mindset. You don't have the aggressiveness that you need.
Yeah, I mean, you go in with that mindset of, I've got to keep this team to no runs because I'm facing Nathan Cappers, who hasn't given up runs. Suddenly, you got 5 runs, I can play around a little bit. Just go right at him.
Got to go right at him.
So 1 ball, no strikes to Trevor Kunzel, the number 2 hitter, the shortstop. 325 his average on the year, but a nice 417 on base percentage, and he also has 6 doubles, so he's got a little pop to him. 1-0 pitch coming from Sebastian Fabic. The left-hander delivers, foul tipped into the mid of the catcher McDonough for strike 1, and the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike.
You can see the difference on the base paths between these two teams, though. As the St. X runners, they'll take their secondary lead after the pitch is there, but really not even offering or even bluffing to go.
Outfield pretty much straight away. Infield at double play depth here with 1 down. Fabic, the left-hander's 1-1 breaking ball for strike 2. That was a good one because he locked up Kunzel. So now he gets ahead after the visit to the mound. How about that? Strike on a foul tip, and now a strike on a breaking ball. He hasn't gone to his breaking ball much this inning.
Not much at all. Hadn't needed to.
1-2 now to Kunzel. 1 out, runners on first and second. Fabic from the stretch looks back at second. Now goes plateward. Throws it just missed low and inside for ball 2. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Fabic wanted that one as well. He kind of grimaced on the mound after that one. He thought he might have been able to clip the corner on that one, but still a pretty darn good pitch.
Peter Fisher, the top hitter on this team, a very good one, is on deck, the number 3 hitter. So you got to get this guy Kunzel if you're Fabic. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Fabic from the stretch and fires. Swung on and popped towards the right side. Right fielder coming in. Long run, long run, long run. And a nice job as he catches it in foul territory because Austin Beeching. He had to come a long way to get it. And then as he just was crossing into foul territory, he made the catch for out number 2. And so a big out because here comes Peter Fisher to the plate, who walked his first time up. Leads his team second on this team, rather, in average at 400, but leads his team with a 574 on-base percentage, and he worked to walk his first time up.
Fabic now up to 52 pitches for Moeller, and out there in right field, Beeching was played straight around, but still had a long way to run to get that one.
And the wind was pushing it as well. So here's the pitch to Fisher. Breaking ball hit him right square in the back. Didn't even have to move as it hit him, and now the bases will be loaded for the first baseman, Sam Clare, and a chance for St. X to get right back into this one as the X bench comes alive now.
Yeah, what's good for the goose, good for the gander. The Moeller bench chirping in their half where they scored 4 runs at the top of the third, and the St. X bench coming alive now and trying to rattle maybe the pitcher Sebastian Fabic.
Clare flew out to left his first time, 342 average with a 413 on-base percentage. Has not homered on the season, but does have 8 RBI, which is tied for the team lead as Fabic gets ahead with a first pitch fastball for strike number 1.
Tell you, if somebody can home run in this game, at least over the fence home run, they're putting a charge into one.
You're putting a charge into one big time. Fabic from the windup fires the 0-1 and threw it right by Clare for strike 2.
Fabic not messing around here.
And again, working from the windup here with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Meyer at third, Cleary at second, Fisher at first. Here's the 0-2 from Fabic to Clare. Breaking ball, swung on and missed for strike 3. Sebastian Fabic pitched himself into trouble, and he pitches himself out of trouble. As for St. Xavier in the bottom of the third, no runs, 1 hit, 3 runners left on base. And after 3 complete innings for Prasco Park, it's Moeller 5, St. Xavier nothing. You're listening to Moeller Baseball on ESP Media.
You're listening to Guy Talk, live from the Sport Clips Haircuts locker room. Caller, you're on the air.
My girlfriend beat me playing one-on-one.
Ooh, sounds like you need to hit up a Sport Clips for an awesome haircut experience and some quality man time.
I don't know. My girlfriend always takes me to her salon.
Nonsense. Be your own man and get a great haircut in a guy-friendly place from stylists who know what guys need.
You may be right.
Sure, I'm right. Now grab your Y chromosome, get down to Sport Clips, and ask for the MVP. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
Welcome back here to Prasco Park. Richard Skinner along with Greg Waddell is Moeller with a 5-0 lead over St. Xavier's. The Crusaders come to bat here in the top of inning number 4. They got a run in the second, and then 4 times they scored in inning number 3 off of St. X ace Nathan Cappers. It'll be 8-9-1. Mo Schaefer, Jack Deeds, and then Tyler McDonough for Moeller. Schaefer, his first time up, drew a walk.
Skinny that bottom of the third inning, though. Sebastian Fabic getting Sam Clare on a curveball, but up in the eyeballs. Got him fishing on that one to get a big third strikeout.
Big swing and a miss for Schaefer with the first delivery from Cappers. Moeller in that third inning got a triple from Hopkins, and Fabic hit by a pitch. A wild pitch scored a run. Swanger walked. Hughes with an RBI single, then a big error. And here's a ground ball base hit into left field by Mo Schaefer. So second time he has reached base, and a leadoff single now in the fourth. It'll bring up the shortstop, Jack Deeds.
Knowing that St. X has some more games this week, they play tomorrow. Actually, I think they play tomorrow. Looking at their schedule, they play tomorrow, and then Wednesday they play they play Moeller again. Let's see, there's the schedule. Looking at it again, they got Roger Bacon tomorrow, Moeller on Wednesday, and Fenwick on Thursday. So they got 4 games in 4 days. You surprised to see Capper back out there?
No, I think you give him one more inning and hope your offense can get back in it. Here's a square to bunt. He threw it all the way to the backstop, and then it ricochets right back to the catcher. It's a good thing that the runner on first, Schaefer, didn't go, because he would have been a dead duck.
And that was one of those plays where we talked about the runners have to be alert on that quick bounce back off the wall. The catcher had to be really quick reacting too. Yeah, that ball could have gotten by him and into the back into the field.
That thing ricocheted in a hurry, but Nick Meyer made a good play on it. Deeds squaring to bunt again. Third baseman Seltzer halfway down the line as they throw back to first, and Schaefer dives back in head first safely.
Cappers to 60 pitches here, by the way. Pitchers running up the pitch count.
Yep. Deeds squares the bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes strike 1 on the outside corner on a breaking ball. So the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike.
It was tough to see from our vantage point, but catcher seemed like he had to maybe extend just a little bit, but he's a little closer than I am, so I'm not going to.
Third baseman Seltzer creeping down the line. Deeds pulls that one back. He takes strike 2.
That was the exact same pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes as Moeller trying to play a little add-on to put a runner in scoring position, but Deeds pulled the bat back on the first one that was borderline a strike. That one definitely was a strike. Yep. And now he's down 1-2. We'll see if Tim Hill takes the bunt off here. He does. Swung on ground ball back through the middle. Shortstop Kunzel's got it. Steps on second for 1. On to first. And that's an easy 6-3 double play. Routine grounder right at the bag that Kunzel stepped and threw across to Clare. And so the leadoff batter Schaefer retired on the double play. So 2 outs and back to the top of the Moeller order for Tyler McDonough.
I'm sure Jack Deeds disappointed he could not get that bunt down to move the runner over, and then to make matters worse, hit the ball decently, sharply, but right at the shortstop. An easy double play.
McDonough takes strike 1 on a breaking ball, grounded to short both times up. One a routine grounder in the third, the one in the first, one that Kunzel, the shortstop, had to make a good play going to his right. Nathan Cappers, the 0-1 delivery to the left-handed batting clear, or McDonough rather, goes up and away for ball 1. It evens at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Far better inning for Cappers as well. He's found the strike zone a little bit more, and
there's the 1-2, foul tipped into the mid of the catcher Meyer, so the count goes to 1-2 now on McDonough.
A little giddy up on that pitch from Cappers. Threw that one right by McDonough.
5 hits, 3 earned runs. 2 of the runs Moeller scored unearned on the air. Here's the pitch, breaking ball just missed on the outside corner, and it goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Again, we can't overemphasize enough as well. Cappers had only given up 1 earned run all season long.
Giving up 3 today. Taylor Hopkins had that big triple that started the rally on deck. 2-2 delivery, fouled, and it hit the foot of Tyler McDonough, or maybe even his side, but it certainly hit him while he was in the box, and it's called a foul ball.
anywhere it hits you, it does not feel good.
No, it does not. It's those ones that are off the foot, off that instep, that just
or the
hurt.
shin. Yeah, either foot or shin.
And you see some guys that are prone to do that will wear those shin guards and those guards nowadays.
They got battle armor.
2-2 from Cappers. Flip foul towards the Moeller dugout on the third base side, and the count stays at 2-2.
Yeah, looking up at that right field bleacher section now. Look at all the fans up there.
It's a very nice crowd on hand for this.
I should mention as well, Elder and LaSalle play after this.
Yep. See the Elder baseball team all the way down the right field line staying in and watching. Nathan Cappers, the 2-2 delivery to leadoff batter McDonough, swung on a miss that goes in the dirt. Myers is going to have to throw down to complete it, and he does, and that's going to be the end of the Moeller fourth inning. In the fourth inning for Moeller, no runs, one hit, nobody left on base in the middle of inning number 4. It is Moeller 5, St. Xavier nothing. This is Moeller Baseball on ESP Media.
Hello, Joe. What do you know?
We need a hit, so here I go.
Ball 1. Hey! Ball 2.
What do we mean by Cincinnati Smart? It's the power of first-hand experience. It's learning with the best minds and in the best organizations. Cincinnati Smart is impressing your professor and your boss in the same week. It's smart on a whole different level. Cincinnati Smart. It's who you become, it's your competitive edge, and you can only get it at the University of Cincinnati.
Back here at Prasco Park, Richard Skinner, Greg Waddell, Moeller on top of St. Xavier 5-0 as the Bombers come calling here in bottom of inning number 4. It was a beautiful start to the day weather-wise. Still is a very nice day from a temperature standpoint, but we had a bright, sunny day to start. Now the clouds have come in and the whole field encased in shadow, but maybe that's a good thing for everybody, I guess, because it's going to get starting hard to see where the pitcher was in the sun and the shadow line. It really started to creep out towards the mound area.
Yeah, you wonder sometimes, too, I mean, how does that affect the batters? Is it tough to pick up the pitches, or when you've got that much of a shadow, that much noticeable change from dark to light, or light where the pitch is coming from?
I think it does. I think it absolutely does. For St. X here in the bottom of the fourth, it'll be 5, 6, 7. Matt Seltzer, John Bruce, and Alex Markley, the DH. Seltzer, his first time up, popped up to the pitcher when all the infielders couldn't figure out what to do with it, so Sebastian Fabic took it and caught it himself on a high pop fly as it throws ball 1.
And that wasn't that normal pop-up, like just a little quick blooper, but it was a high pop.
Strike on the outside corner, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike to Matt Seltzer, the third baseman. Only a 167 hitter, but does have 9 RBI on the season. 1-1 from Fabic. Fastball on the inside corner for strike 2, and now Fabic gets ahead of Seltzer 1-2. He struck out Claire to end that last inning on 3 straight pitches. Now ahead of Seltzer 1-2. Into the windup, the lefty fires it. Fouled out down the right side, and we'll do it all over again at 1-2.
We see Fabic try to hit that inside corner, I guess the third base side of home plate corner. The left-handed pitcher, kind of that sweeping fastball come over, and after that pitch before that, the pitch previous, Seltzer kind of took a look at the umpire and asked him inside corner. Umpire just shook his head.
That's all you can do. You can ask, asked and answered.
And it's not going to change anything either. Probably some will say, why even ask?
Yeah, just so you know, just for your own edification, you know what you probably should swing at, right?
Well, there you go. That's
5-0 Moeller leads it as we're here in the top of the bottom of the fourth. Leadoff batter Matt Seltzer takes ball 2 outside. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So far in the game, Moeller 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors for X. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 big error that allowed Moeller to score 2 runs. 2-2 from Fabic is on the way, breaking ball high. And Greg, he's had a real hard time getting his breaking stuff over. If there's one thing so far that's noticeable is that he's not had great success with that.
Yeah, that was just kind of spinning. He's either overthrowing or just not getting over top of it enough to get that cut on the ball. And temperature shouldn't have anything to do with it. Saturday, this past Saturday, a little different story.
I think game time temp was 78 degrees, and it's probably still in the high 70s. 2-2 pitch wrapped to third, but there's Swanger. Fields it and fires. 1 away.
Let's play Swanger. I think he thought the ball was hit harder than it was. I don't know if this grass maybe eats up some of these.
I think it does.
Yeah,
I think it took a lot of steam off of that. That ball was, I thought, hard to hit initially, and you're right. Grass kind of slowed it up a little bit. Bring up the right fielder, John Bruce, the 6th place hitter. Flew out to left his first time up, 276 hitter on the season, a left-handed batter against the left-handed pitching Sebastian Fabic is the center fielder. Hughes going to move towards left center. So playing him opposite field here. Big area down that right field line if Bruce was the puller as he took ball one. Right fielder Beeching pulled way around in right field towards right center. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Strike on the inside corner with a fastball, and it evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. Fabic working in a hurry, trying to get in some kind of rhythm here. 1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball missed high and away, and it goes to 2 balls and a strike.
A little bit more cut on that curveball there, but still not getting over top.
Up, right, a lot of his breaking stuff has stayed up so far. That said, he's given up 1 hit. So we're here in the 4th. Here's the pitch, swung on and popped up down the right side. It's going to stay in the ballpark. Long run for Beeching. Long run for the second baseman who went out to get it. Beeching lost it for a second, but a nice job by Taylor Hopkins to track after it. And the ball kind of almost blew right back towards him to make the catch for out number 2.
Well, that's a heads-up play by Hopkins to get over there because of the wind blowing that back in. When it first hit off the bat, you wondered if it was going to go out of play, not even on the playing surface. And there was a long way to run. You mentioned it, how far pulled around towards left field the right fielder Beeching was. So give Hopkins a lot of credit for getting out there to make that play.
DH Alex Markley steps in. He struck out his first time up as he takes a breaking ball in for ball 1.
By the way, Skinny, coming up here in between the half innings here, we're going to have athletic director at Moeller High School, Mike Asbeck, will join us. We got an extra headset there, so we'll have
1-0 pitch is a strike on the inside corner with a fastball for Fabic. So it goes to 1 ball and 1 strike to Alex Markley, who, again, you mentioned is a pitcher, so he hasn't hit a lot this year, but entered the game 10 for 19 on the season. Struck out his first time, though. The 1-1 delivery, fastball low, goes to 2 balls and a strike.
And again, of those 10 hits, 5 of them are doubles.
That's pretty good slugging percentage. 2 outs, 2-1 the count. The delivery swung on and fouled out a plate on the right side, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Moeller with a run in the second. 4 big runs in the third off Nathan Cappers, and they had a chance. X did last inning when they loaded the bases with 2 outs, but Sam Clare struck out on 3 pitches, including an 0-2 breaking ball, and 2 outs so far right here. And Fabic hit him right in the left knee, and Markley hobbling a little bit as he tries to make his way down to first base. He didn't go down, but that hurts just a little bit as he's limping a little bit. I think he wants a pinch runner, actually. He kind of looked in the dugout and signaled that he wants maybe a runner here.
Well,
and I think he's going to get one.
Yeah, off the bench, it looks like coming over is Grant.
No, Kirby's on deck, Gator.
I'll tell you what, the way he took that pitch, he thought I was going to maybe hit him up in the thigh.
And it ended up hitting right square on the knee. The trainers come out to take a look at him. He didn't go down like it was extremely painful, but I know it's painful enough.
He started off like it didn't hurt, and then all of a sudden it caught up to him very quickly. And
he's standing on first base. I do think they're going to get a runner for him here, Greg.
Yep.
It might be Logan Rapp. Yeah, Logan Rapp, it looks like he's going to go grab a helmet, and that is who it's going to be. Logan Rapp will come in to run for him. Now, Markley can re-enter, so Rapp can run for him here, and then Markley can come back and hit again his next time up. So 1 out. Now Rapp, the pinch runner at first base, and it'll bring up the only guy that's got a hit so far for St. X in this game, Nick Meyer, who banged a ground ball single to the left field his first time up in the third that led things off and kind of got things started in what was a little mini rally for St. X, but they didn't score a run out of it. So 2 down, 1 on. Moeller up 5-0, bottom of inning number 4.
Fabic, meantime, he's up to 72 pitches, but still trying to stay loose. So I don't know if this wind is maybe bugging him a little bit. Or
he's throwing with the third baseman Swanger as they waited to get the pinch runner in the game and show all the changes. You're right. I think I've seen him just try to. He doesn't feel like now he's moving his arm around. I think he's having a hard time getting loose.
Well, they did have a long bus ride. Tim Held telling us they were playing down in North Carolina. The spring break still goes through Wednesday for the Moeller students. So they were down in North Carolina, came back after their game Saturday, and had the long bus ride, and then had to turn around and be up early Sunday to do the March to the Majors yesterday at GABP.
Sebastian Fabic delivers to Meyer way late. Here's a throwback behind the runner, but Rapp dives in safely.
I don't know the last time. Well, Skinny, I know you do some AAU basketball coaching, so you're on the bus a little bit, but I've done the Miami University hockey for 11 years now, so I've been on those long bus rides.
Yeah, I did some NKU basketball already. We did a handful of long trips when they were in the Atlantic Sun, trust me.
My problem is I'm fat and old now, and trying to get comfortable in those buses.
It's hard to do.
It's not. There's no way to do it. It's impossible.
0-1 to Meyer was a ball high and away. Rapp rocking some stirrups. Most of the players nowadays put those pants all the way to the shoes, but Rapp's got not just stirrups, he's got the 1970s Reds vintage stirrups.
It's a good look, too.
See, I used to cut the bottom of mine out and put the elastic band in to make them longer. Yeah, the longer the better. Made you look faster, even if you weren't.
See, I didn't need that.
That way, what you had a big thing of white with the big thing down the side. That was classic look now.
Well, you went from the low stirrups to the high cut stirrups.
Yep.
Now the no stirrups.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a pitch, and Meyer lines a base hit to left field. He's 2 for 2 and has both hits. Rapp goes to second, but it's going to stop right there as the ball thrown back in. So 2 out, 2 on now, and it'll be the 9th place hitter, Grant Kirby, who struck out his first time up.
Well, Nick Meyer had just 4 hits coming into the game.
He's got the only 2 that St. X has in the game, and they both were solid. A ground ball single, and that time a line drive single. Is Moeller going to get Bassetti back up and throwing in the bullpen? Second time he's gotten up in as many innings.
And a pitch count up to 75 now for Sebastian Fabic.
So here's Fabic's delivery to Meyer, and he pops it up weakly to third. Swanger's going to have it easily in one pitch. Retires Kirby and retires the side for St. Xavier in the inning for the Bombers in the bottom of the 4th. No runs, 1 hit, 2 runners left on base after 4 innings complete. It is Moeller 5, St. Xavier nothing. And we're going to keep it right here as we're welcoming the athletic director from Moeller High School, Mike Asbeck. And Mike, I'll start things off. Obviously, this is a big game for Moeller. The come in a game out in the loss column, but a victory today gets them even with St. X in the loss column.
No question, these are always big games, and to play at a facility like this, and heard you guys talking, the wind has really picked up out there. It has gotten a lot. The sun has gone down, and it's gotten chilly out there. So, Sebastian is trying to shake it loose out there. And I think the temperature's probably dropped about 10 degrees since the start of this game as you've been out there. So, and we start school back tomorrow.
Now I got some bad information from Rob Ebel telling me that spring break went through Wednesday, but that's all right. Doesn't matter. They're back to school.
Great facility, great opportunity. Obviously you're right. We get a win tonight. It throws things right back into everything's in the mix, and we get to do it again on Wednesday. And being a spring sport, and how with dealing with weather before we went on break, everything's compressed now. So this next 3 weeks is going to be tight with everything that we've got going on, not just baseball. I don't know if you guys have recognized our tennis team's doing pretty doggone good as well.
I have seen that.
1 loss, so we got lacrosse, rugby, track. Everybody's pumping away, and spring sports are tough. It's a short season. You got to deal with weather. You got to deal with prom. You got to deal with senioritis. You got to deal with everything out there. And these guys are committed, and our coaches are committed, and we got a good push here to the end.
We'll talk about the Moeller Golf Classic coming up here in a moment. By the way, St. X, they have taken Nathan Cappers out of the game, and Sam Clare will come in to pitch.
Yeah, he moves from first base to the mound, and they bring in Kendall, who we thought was warming up to pitch because he is listed as a pitcher and he has pitched, but Sam Kendall does come in to play first base.
Mike, you were talking about all of the spring sports and everything that goes into it. That probably raises the blood pressure a little bit for the athletic director.
It does, but you know what? These guys do it great. They're patient. They know it. They've been through it. And we try to get them on the courts, the fields, and get them playing.
Taylor Hopkins starts things off for Moeller here in the 5th. He grounded to short his first time and then started that big 4-run third with a triple down the right field line his last time up, and he fouls the first pitch off down the third baseline.
Mike, let's talk about the golf outing this year. New location this year coming up in July.
Yeah, July 17th. It's at Oasis. It's a Monday. We'll have registration open this week. Mark your calendars. I know we've been doing the save the date things, getting those out. But, not like years past where we've had 27 holes to spread everybody out on. It's just an 18-hole course, so it's going to fill up fast. So once registration opens up this week, get yourself signed up. It'll be a great day in July for Moeller Athletics.
But it is a beautiful 18-hole course.
It's a great course, yeah. Are we going to limit now? I mean, when you had – because we had the fact that we had 27 holes the last few years.
Yeah, we sold it out once. And we had 216 golfers one year. We were about 190 the last couple. We got 144 spots.
There you go.
And when they're gone, they're gone. So get signed up early and often, and hopefully we have a good showing in July.
1-1 count now to Hopkins from Kendall. Fouls it straight back almost towards us. So it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Hopkins.
And the website to get involved as well. You talked about registration opens tomorrow.
And it's MoellerGolfClassic.com. Just go check it out. And by midweek, we should have it opened up and ready to roll.
Make it easy for everybody. 1-2, Sam Clare delivers to Taylor Hopkins. It's a fastball outside. It goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Hopkins, Sebastian Fabic, and Cameron Swanger, 2, 3, and 4 for Moeller here in the 5th.
I know we have lacrosse coming back up, and I know Rob's got the called strike.
Wow.
Yeah, that looked low and away, but Hopkins takes strike 3 called, and one down will bring up the pitcher, Fabic, who flied to right and's been hit by a pitch.
I hope we're not worrying about the second game here. Well, it was, I had to
date
reach
or
for that
something.
one.
He wants the free hot dogs out back. So we've got the lacrosse podcast coming up tomorrow that Rob Ebel will do. Were you out at the game Saturday?
I was not out there Saturday, but it was. There we go.
Fabic grounds one up the middle. Kunzel fields it behind second and throws across. It's another good play by the shortstop, Trevor Kunzel. He's made a few of them in this game for St. X. So 2 down, and the 4th place hitter, Cameron Swanger, who walked and scored last inning. First time up grounded to second, steps in for Moeller.
Yeah, the game was over in Indianapolis.
Right.
I heard there was some tough calls that went against the Crusaders late.
You know, sometimes when you play out of town like that, you got to be up by you got to be up by 1 or 2 just to get through it.
Pitch fouled off.
The Moeller Lacrosse podcast will take place tomorrow. Sean McGinnis and Rob Ebel, so we'll probably get a little bit about that, I would imagine. We'll hear about that, but lacrosse part of all the spring sports. You mentioned rugby, volleyball doing very well as well.
Volleyball's doing great. Everybody's, like I said, we start to go back to school tomorrow, and it'll be a push to the finish over these next 3 weeks.
0-1 pitch from the reliever Claire is a strike on the inside corner, so he's come in throwing strikes.
I think at this point that's what Bob Sherlock wants, and trying to get them back off the field and at the plate.
0-2 delivery, foul back, and so we'll do it again as the count stays 0-2. As Cappers went 4 innings, allowed 5 runs, 3 of which were earned, 4 hits allowed. He walked 4, and I don't believe he struck out a better batter, Greg, which is stunning because he came in with 22 and 26 innings.
Yeah, that shows how aggressive the Crusaders were at the plate today.
0-2 is just low for ball 1 to Swanger, and that just barely missed.
That's a makeup from the first.
Too little, too late. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Cameron Swanger. 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. Moeller on top, 5-0. Here's Claire's delivery. Breaking ball just stays high, and it goes to 2-2.
Claire comes at it. Didn't look like he's maybe just a 2-pitch kind of a guy. Fastball, changeup.
And he's way on the left side of the rubber. I mean, he's barely touching that left side of the rubber. 2-2 pitch. Line to short, but right at Kunzel, who makes a snow cone catch to retire the side. In the top of the 5th for Moeller, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base at the middle of inning number 5. It's Moeller 5, St. Xavier 1. You're listening to Moeller Baseball on ESP Media.
All right, Mike, we'll let you go. Appreciate it. Mike Aspect, the athletic director.
Mike, good to see you. Thank you, guys.
We'll take a break here again. As Skinny said, 5-0. Crusaders up here as we head to the bottom of the 5th on ESP Media.
Jimmy John's Freaky Fast, Freaky Good.
I thought I was calling Jimmy John's.
This is Jimmy John, sir.
Well, I guess you'll have to do.
How can I help you, sir?
I want to order online, but my grandson says I need an app.
Well, you don't need an app, but it's very helpful.
I don't get it.
Get what, sir?
What does having an app got to do with ordering a sandwich?
It's simple, sir. With an app, you just click on...
You can do all that when you're asleep.
Oh, that's true, sir. You need to be fully awake.
Dadgummit, how can I be awake when I'm having a nap?
Oh, I get it. You mean a nap?
Of course I mean a nap.
See, I wasn't talking about a nap, sir. I was talking about an app.
Did my grandson put you up to this?
No, I haven't.
Back here at Pasco Park as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Moeller on top 5-0. Sebastian Fabic back out for his 5th inning of work so far through 4 innings. Has thrown 76 pitches, 43 of which have been for strikes. So not exactly a great ratio, 43 strikes, 33 balls. But he's allowed just 2 hits, and most importantly for Moeller, he's not allowed a run so far. Pitched out of trouble in the 3rd, a bases loaded jam when he got Claire to strike out, and then got out of a 2-out, 2-on jam last inning. We got Kirby to pop to 3rd. So it's the top of the lineup here for St. X in the 5th. Michael Cleary, the center fielder, who struck out swinging his first time up and then walked his last time. And the delivery is a strike on the outside corner, so a good way for Fabic to start here in the 5th.
Pretty impressive inning for Sam Claire for St. X in the top of the 5th inning, too, to get the Crusaders up 1-2-3.
Left-hander delivers. Breaking ball stays outside for ball 1. Got to wonder as he gets close to 100 pitches, but this maybe be the last inning unless it's an economical inning, Greg.
Yeah, well, that very well could be as well. And it's kind of been up and down with Fabic. You're not sure what you're going to get.
Yeah, he's had a little hard time with control, though. You know, you say that, and he's walked, 1, 2, 3. He's walked 3 and hit a batter. Here's the 2-1 delivery to Cleary. Fouled straight backing out of play, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cleary, then the second hitter, Trevor Kunsel, followed by Peter Fisher, the left fielder here in the 5th inning for St. Xavier. Bombers with just 2 hits and yet to score in this one. Moeller with a big 4-run third against St. X ace Nathan Cappers. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's flied out towards left field. Big can of Cornell now drifting back a little bit to make the play on it is Mike Mock, and he hauls it in for out number 1. Again, I think that wind continues to fool those outfielders a little bit. Mock looked like it was coming right at him, and then he had to take a couple of steps back.
He was circling around. That's for sure. You gotta. It's one of those ones that, as an outfielder, until it's hit, you really can't get an idea of exactly how it's going to come at you. So you stay back at the ball, and as they'll tell you, as I told my kids coaching years and years ago, it's a lot easier to come in than it is to go back.
It always is, no doubt. Trevor Kunsel, the shortstop, bounced to short, flew out to right. Yeah, it's funny. There were some outfielders back in the day when I was growing up. Gary Maddox played a real shallow center field. Paul Blair played a real shallow center field, and I could never understand it because for me playing the outfield, I always loved playing deep and coming in on balls.
How old are you?
I'm an old man.
Jeez Louise.
Breaking ball stayed in, by the way, for ball 1, strike 1.
I'm lying, too, because I know exactly what you're talking about.
But they used to play so shallow that I thought it was crazy. They took a lot of singles away, but I just didn't trust myself going back as much as I trusted myself coming in as a fastball at the knees for Kunsel for strike 2.
You know what changed a lot of that, though, was AstroTurf in the 70s.
Yeah, it did. Really did. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball down and in, swung on and missed by Kunsel for the strikeout. That is strikeout number 5 now in as many innings for Fabic. Make it 6, excuse me. You're right, 6 strikeouts. And they bring up Pete Fisher, the left fielder. He walked and has been hit by a pitch so far in this game. Came in with a .574 on-base percentage. He hasn't hurt it any. Been on base twice in this one. 2 down. Fabic's delivery is a fastball that just misses low for ball 1. So you got to wonder if Fabic can get out of this batter with maybe a couple of 3 pitches, Greg, if he doesn't come out and maybe throw the 6th inning, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh, you mentioned it. It'd have to be an economical inning pitch-wise. And
there's a ball. He's thrown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 now in the inning. I think gets him up to, 87?
Let's see what they got him at here as I...
2 balls, no strikes to Fisher.
Of course, it resets on me. By the way, you were right. It was 5 strikeouts.
Here's the pitch from Fabic. Fastball inside corner taken for strike 1 by Fisher.
86 pitches now for Sebastian Fabic.
So you got a feeling, like I said, if he can get through this guy, you probably bring him, at least start him in the 6th and see how he goes there. Here's the 2-1. Fly ball hit to center field, but right in the tracks of Hunter Hughes, barely having to move. He's got it, and the inning is over. St. Xavier in the bottom of inning number 5. No runs, no hits, no errors, and after 5 complete now, it's Moeller 5. St. Xavier nothing. Greg Waddell will be back with the play-by-play as we return as you're listening to Moeller Baseball from ESP Media.
Are you taking time to enjoy the important things in life? Time to spend with family? Time to try new things? Time to have fun? At Kroger, you can have your prescriptions filled while you shop. So it's easy to save money and time with your Kroger pharmacy. And you can get back to the things you love.
Be heart smart. Your Kroger pharmacist can help you understand your heart health numbers, your medications, and so much more. See your Kroger pharmacist today.
Are you looking to produce your own podcast? ESP Media has state-of-the-art audio and video production studios available for you. Our studio rental rates are the most competitive in town. Contact us today at sales@espmediasn.com or 513-655-4966. That's 513-655-4966. It's your podcast. We just produce it.
Back here at Paso Oak Park as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Moeller 5, St. Xavier nothing, and back with the play-by-play. Here's Greg Waddell.
Skinny, thank you very much. As the Crusaders will bring up Hunter Hughes, Austin Beeching, and Christian Balt in this 6th inning. And maybe not quite as quick a game as we thought it was going to be, but one big inning for the Crusaders. That 4-run 3rd inning helped out with a throwing error by the Bombers. And that benefited the Crusaders as Hunter Hughes takes a called strike on the first pitch.
Good day, 2 for 2, a triple and a run scored, a single and an RBI, and another run scored.
And Hunter Hughes fouls one off over the dugout on the third base side out of play, and count now 0-2 to Hunter Hughes. When this kid first bust on the scene in football as a sophomore late in the year, he was so fun to watch. He was just one of those kind of guys.
Came out of nowhere, really.
He really did, late in the year, and he's just one of those as he lines one into left field. It goes the other way, and a base hit for Hunter Hughes, and he is 3 for 3 on the day. And tell you what, this is the first time I've got to watch him play baseball. He was not on the roster last year, so watching him play baseball, he plays baseball like he plays football. He's a bull.
I'll be honest with you. I know you said he's going to Michigan State as a preferred walk-on to play football, but I really like him as a baseball player. He can run. He's a center fielder. Got a quick bat, left-handed batter. He decides to do something else and play baseball in college, he might have some success at it.
Yeah, some of the athletes that Moeller can bring in there, we know. And when you've got the programs the way they are and you can play multiple sports as a player, you're saying something as he draws a couple throws from Sam Clare and diving back is Hunter Hughes. Speaking of multiple sports guys and a former Moeller baseball player, but a little bit more success on the football field, Gus Ragland had a chance. I don't know if you caught up with anything that was going on over the weekend with Miami football.
Yeah, they had their spring game, right? Or their spring showcase.
This one lined into center field and a catch made by Michael Cleary for the first out. Yeah, they did. The spring game. And Gus Ragland didn't play a heck of a lot in that one. I don't think they want to tip their hand, but they love that kid up there now. And
he takes them from 0-6 to a bowl game. The guy just wins. He really did. Chuck Martin might have gotten another year if things had not gone the way they did, but he absolutely saved the job, and really it kind of led to a good recruiting class on top of it.
Well, and I think it really can turn some things around with Miami football now, too, because they've kind of been a bit of a doormat the last few years. Hughes draws.
Well, and they're in a tough market, obviously, Greg, as you know. They don't get a lot of publicity in Cincinnati because there's just so much other stuff, but it made everybody take notice with the run that they had at the end of last year.
Well, and it's funny, too, because Gus Ragland, having been around the kid here when he was with Moeller and seeing him now at Miami, his first pitch up to Christian Balt is taken for ball one up high. He's another kind of kid like a Hunter Hughes. But as a quarterback, he's like a bull in a china shop, and you don't see many quarterbacks that are like that way. But former wide receiver in Miami, Martin Nance, said you can't compare a lot of quarterbacks at Miami to Ben Roethlisberger, but if there's been one recently that could be close, it could be a Gus Ragland. Now, maybe not size-wise.
Yeah, Gus is not an NFL-style quarterback, but he's a winner. That's the bottom line.
He's a winner. There you go. And I've been trying to tell Miami people there through his freshman year that the kid's a winner, and they're like, oh, he's not big enough, he's not tall enough. As this one hit into left field by Christian Balt, moving towards the line and making the catch is Pete Fisher. And quickly 2 outs now for the Crusaders.
Got to wonder if Hughes will be running here. He's got 1 stolen base on the day, 6 on the season, and now with 2 outs and Mo Schaefer up. Schaefer singled us last time, maybe try to get another runner in scoring position. I was surprised he didn't run there. He kept getting the lead off and just could never look like get the jump he wanted, perhaps.
Seems like the Crusaders are kind of taking the foot off the gas a little bit, too, and the aggressiveness all the way around.
They do have 3 stolen bases on the day, although 2 of those came on a double steal, one of them by Swanger on the back end of it when Fabic stole third.
And off and running is Hunter Hughes. A pitch out and a throw down, and easily getting Hunter Hughes. Nick Meyer sitting it down, and the shortstop Trevor Kuntzel over there taking the throw, and first pitch running was Hunter Hughes, and he is gunned down by the shortstop, taking the tag from the catcher, Nick Meyer. So no runs, 1 hit in the 6th inning for Moeller, rather. So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it's Moeller out in front of St. X, 5-0 on ESP Media.
The newest urban sports bar is in Covington, Kentucky, just a block and a bridge from the banks in the historic Roebling Point District. Smoke Justice is a one-of-a-kind sports bar. Named after the opening day pitcher for the Covington Blue Sox in 1913, Smoke Justice offers smoked meats, specialty whiskey, a great craft beer selection, live music on the weekends, an adult arcade, and all the sports you can handle. Join us beginning November 1st for a week of celebration in Covington. That's Smoke Justice, 302 Court Street.
We are back at Prasco Field with Richard Skinner. Greg Waddell here. Skinny want to have the 2 angry guys. By the way, you guys are going to do something cool tomorrow. And I know for people listening back to this game later, we're on April the 24th, Tuesday, April 25th.
That's right.
Tomorrow, the 2 Angry Guys podcast has been just a huge hit on ESP Media. Tomorrow, you're going video.
Which means I got to take a shower and not wear a ball cap and dress up. Yeah, no pullover. That I like the idea. I hate the concept, though, because of that. I think he hit him.
That first pitch inside Sam Clare, and I don't know, did that catch the...
Yeah, no, I know my man Tom Gamble won't dress up for that event.
Yeah,
I have a little more pride.
Yeah, I think there's not a chance in the world. He may have to take a shower.
Yeah.
You know he's not going to shave.
No, not a chance.
So that'll be fun. 10:30 live tomorrow.
10:30 live.
Check it out at ESP Media, the Twitter feed, and you can find the links. It's through live stream. So if you got – it'll be on YouTube Live as well. Sam Clare batting for St. X as he was up in the count 2-0, fouled one off, so the count 2-1.
He had one of the pivotal at-bats in the game. Don't forget last time up with the bases loaded, down 5-0, 2 outs, and struck out on 3 pitches.
Oh, and a big high curveball that this time he'll pop one straight up behind the plate as off of the Mask McDonough near the fence, but that one just into the stands and hitting the bleachers just in front of us.
A couple of ladies down there, I don't think it was, they thought they were coming their way, and all of a sudden looked up and the ball's coming straight down at your noggin. Just missed him hitting behind him.
And none of the hubbies are around there to protect him.
I didn't see anybody with any chivalry. Nobody was coming down to help.
2017. As far as the podcast tomorrow, the live video. Do we even call it a podcast? Can you have video podcast? I guess?
Video cast.
A video cast, yeah. What's on the docket?
We don't know.
Supposed to be on the Fiddler hat.
It's a guessing game. I show up and just figure out what they say if they ask me.
A slow roller hit on the ground to Hopkins, and he will field throw to Balt, and he will retire Sam Clare.
I mean, there just haven't been a lot of hard-hit balls off of Sebastian Fabic. Again, he's struggled with his breaking ball getting it over, but they've not sat on his fastball and teed off. Really, the 2 hardest-hit balls were the 2 singles by Meyer.
Yeah, pitch count up to 93 now. We were talking in the break a little bit about maybe the thought process now of Fabic being back out there now for this 6th inning. He can't pitch again now until later in the week.
Yeah, and so at this stage of the game, I think you stretch him out. You're not going to obviously get him up in the 125, 130 pitch count area, but I think you can let him get through this inning as they've got Passetti warming up again down in the bullpen.
Really?
There's a
called strike on that one. So now down in the count, Matthew Seltzer 0-2. He is 0 for 2 on the day with a pop out back to Fabic earlier in the game and then a ground out to third base. 0-2 pitch, a curveball, and this one lined into right center field, and over to play it on a bounce is Beeching.
But you know, that looked for a second like it was a gap shot, Greg, and I think the wind knocked it down again because Beeching, he was on a sprint to the alley thinking it was going up the alley, and when it finally landed, he was right there to pick it up on a hop and easily hold the batter Seltzer to a single, just the 3rd hit of the day for St. Xavier.
And the other 2 hits belong to Nick Meyer, the 8 batter, and he could bat later in this inning. Freshman baseball update for you. Moeller's freshman squad beat St. X 3-1 as this ball hit in the air towards right field, and Beeching getting back. He makes the catch and having to hustle back to first base and getting there just in time. Matthew Seltzer, he was all the way out to second base as that ball was absolutely crushed by John Bruce.
It was crushed, but the wind just knocked it completely down. Runner was almost all the way to second, as you said. And I'll tell you, what a throw by Beeching. He threw that about a step short of the warning track on a line to first base and almost doubled Seltzer off.
So Seltzer had to hustle back after getting that hit, and that was Bruce's first pitch hitting. So, by the way, he re-entered the game. He got hit by the pitch his last at-bat, but he was back. Actually, no, it's now Alex Markley.
Yeah,
he was
he's
the one
that got hit. Got hit in the knee.
And he hits one in the air down the left field line as the left fielder Michael Mock trying to get over to make a play on that one, but that one will drift out of play and into the bullpen or just beyond the bullpen area. But
Mock had a really good read on that, Greg. I mean, he kept watching it. He knew where the fence was. He felt for the fence, and for a second it looked like it might get blown back towards him, and it just went out of his grasp. But I tell you, he didn't shy away from it, but he also didn't run recklessly into the fence either.
Mike Mock was a wide receiver for the football Crusaders, so he's got some speed out there and maybe a little reckless abandon.
Nice job trying to run it down almost. You know, 1 strike, nothing count here for Fabic.
Alex Markley 0 for 1, as we mentioned, got hit by the pitch last at bat as that curveball hangs up and stays outside, evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, if there's one thing you take away from this is he's going to battle his way through this with maybe 6 shutout innings without having any good breaking stuff whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be something that the Crusaders will want to work on just a bit as a 1-1 pitch swing and a miss by Markley. Now down in the count 1-2, and fastball, that has not been a problem.
No, it's not. I mean, probably touching 85-ish, 86-ish, so that's a pretty good high school fastball, but usually you don't get away with that if you don't have your breaking stuff working at all, but he has so far.
Markley swings and a miss into the glove, and the third out recorded as nice job by Tyler McDonough to hold on to it. And the 6th strikeout of the game for Sebastian Fabic as the Crusaders give up one run, or no runs on one hit, one runner left on base for St. X. As we head to the top of the 7th inning, the Crusaders out in front of St. X 5-0 on ESP Media.
The ball when you step to the plate, will you swing and fall? If you play, you gotta know how it's done. Can you catch? Can you hold a hard one? I mean, baby, do you know the game? I mean, baby, do you know the game? I'm a big league pitcher. Can you catch the hairline?
Getting answers, finding solutions. Local 12 News investigates.
As soon as we called you, everything happened very quickly.
Not afraid to ask the tough questions. Taking action, getting the truth. Local 12 News investigates.
Crusaders come calling here, top of the 7th inning, leading St. Xavier by a 5-0 count. Sam Clare pitching for St. X in relief of Nathan Cappers, the ace for the Bombers. It'll be his 3rd inning of work.
He's been very good so far, allowed just 1 hit, and that was Hunter Hughes, but he's faced the minimum 6 batters because Hughes was erased on an out stealing to end that last inning. So Mo Schaefer was up there when Hughes was thrown out, gets a chance to start. Speaking of retiring the minimum batters, how about Reds AA pitcher Tyler Malley? Not just the perfect game, the fact that he threw only 88 pitches and struck out 8.
Hey, and this kid came that first pitch swinging. Schaefer grounds it to Kunzel at shortstop.
Nice play.
And a whole long throw and pulled off the bag, but swiping the tag is Sam Kendall. Nice play again, both ends at shortstop Kunzel, and first base this time Sam Kendall to record the out. This kid had a no-hitter last year and was one batter over the minimum last year?
No, he actually faced the minimum. He hit a batter who was erased on a double play, so he didn't get the perfect game, but he did get a no-hitter. It was actually his last start in Daytona before he got promoted to Pensacola. But how about that? Really back-to-back years, 2 games in which he faced the minimum 27 batters.
That going to be a guy we see later. Is squaring to bunt is Jack Deeds right down the third base line and hits the third baseman Seltzer. He wanted to try and let that go foul.
But I don't think it was going to. I think at the last second he realized it almost bounced back into him. That bunt looked like it was clearly going to go foul. That's what Seltzer, he did a smart thing, trying to let it go, but it took a bounce and ended up hitting him. I think that thing was going to stay fair all the way, actually. I didn't think it was off the bat, but it winds up being a bunt single for Deeds.
Well, and the third base, well, really on the first and third base lines, the foul line is right at the grass cutout.
Yep, you're right.
So if it goes off the grass, it's probably going to go foul. But if it stays on the grass, it's going to stay in fair territory. So a bunt hit for Jack Deeds, and turns the lineup over as catcher and leadoff hitter Tyler McDonough. He is 0 for 3, a couple ground outs to short, and a strikeout as he wants to get something going here. A 1-out base runner for the Crusaders, Jack Deeds.
You don't see it a whole lot. The catcher as the leadoff guy, and he's a good one. 508 on base percentage coming in.
I don't think he's the prototypical catcher. He's a little bit more thin. He's cut pretty. I mean, he's got the muscles, but let's look at who was just in Cincinnati this past weekend and who their leadoff hitter is.
Well, think about it. He scored 23 runs on the season. Yeah, Kyle Schwarber leads off. And
exactly.
Not the prototypical guy. 23 runs scored and only 14 hits, but it means he's walking a bunch with that on-base percentage and coming around to score as well.
And they'll take the second pitch for ball 2. Up in the count on Sam Clare as Jack Deeds with a bunt hit with 1 out on first base. Yeah, it's the game of baseball strategy-wise, I think you're seeing so many different – in fact, I was even reading a story, I think it was on ESPN.com, about potentially going at times now, instead of making the shift with infielders on the infield, putting a 4th outfielder out there.
Maybe. I mean, if the spray chart shows that's the not just a tendency, but the overwhelming tendency, I get it.
And it would be obviously it would have to take a very specialized situation with that spray chart.
Well, I'll be honest with you, though. I mean, some of those shifts I just look at and go, you're silly because you're giving up a bunt single to whoever wants to try it. The problem is
nobody
wants to try it.
Nobody does it. And that one roped into right center field by Tyler McDonough as heading around to third base is Jack Deeds. Going into second base and sliding in safely is Tyler McDonough. he was on the run from the get-go on that one, as the ball did not gap the center fielder and the right fielder, but good hustle by McDonough.
Yeah, and actually I think he also read the fact that the second baseman went out to take the cutoff as he should, and yet Kunzel then kind of backed him up, and there was nobody really covering second. So he reads it all the way out of the box, and he's thinking double, and then realizes, hey, there's nobody there. I'm going to take a double out of it. So
smart play.
Second and third now for Taylor Hopkins.
And Hopkins, he is at the plate for the fourth time. He is 1 for 3. He had a triple in one of those at-bats.
Yeah, that started that big rally. A one-out triple in the third started that 4-run rally.
Yeah, he was roped that one right down the line and got a good bounce off the wall. It got by the right fielder, and he was on the run from the get-go as well. So second and third, one out here in the seventh inning. Crusaders looking to add on, leading at 5-0. First pitch into Hopkins and a curveball in the outside corner called strike one.
The X's brought the infield in, obviously down 5-0. You can't allow another run to score. You've already had a hard enough time just getting base runners, let alone giving up a couple more runs.
We saw Passetti warming up in the top of the inning, and
he still was. He just, I think, just ended it just a moment ago.
And that went off the catcher's glove, and heading towards home is Jack Deeds. The throw not in time as he slides in, actually off the glove of Claire. And Jack Deeds will score on that pass ball or wild pitch.
I think it was a pass ball. I thought Meyer, the catcher, should have probably had it. It went off his glove kind of high and away, and either got crossed up or just didn't see it well, Greg, because he's done a nice job back there. Has that caught stealing, the one he threw out accused, but that one just ricocheted off his glove, and a nice read by Deeds to come down the line and score. And on the play, McDonough moved to third, so runner now 90 feet away.
That's the second time the Crusaders have been able to get a run in that way as a slow hopper to the third baseman, but often running and scoring is Tyler McDonough. The third baseman, Seltzer, was in, but his only play was a first base, and Tyler McDonough slides in to make it a 7-0 Crusaders lead as Taylor Hopkins gets the job done.
Two things there. Great secondary lead by McDonough. He started to inch down as the pitch came, read it perfectly. He was off on contact, and really Seltzer did the only thing he could do. He had no play at all at the plate because McDonough got such a good break. The only thing he could do was get the out at first, and Moeller now goes up 7-0.
And with 2 outs and nobody on base now, Sebastian Fabic, and first pitch swinging, he'll ground one, and a 2-hopper over to the third baseman. Seltzer fields throws, and the play made and the out recorded at first base on Sebastian Fabic, as the Crusaders, though, pick up a couple of more insurance runs to add on to their lead, and we'll head to the bottom of the seventh inning as Moeller out in front of St. Xavier, 7-0 on ESP Media.
Passetti's.
Are you taking time to enjoy the important things in life? Time to spend with family? Time to try new things? Time to have fun? At Kroger, you can have your prescriptions filled while you shop. So it's easy to save money and time with your Kroger pharmacy. And you can get back to the things you love.
Be Heart Smart. Your Kroger pharmacist can help you understand your heart health numbers, your medications, and so much more. See your Kroger pharmacist today.
Hello, Joe. What do you know?
We need a hit, so here I go. Ball one. Hey! Ball two. Hey! Strike one. Ooh. Strike two. Fill that umpire. Yeah! A case of Wheaties.
Back in here, bottom of the seventh inning. Crusaders trying to close out the St. Xavier Bombers and hand St. X their first conference loss after 5 wins to start the season. Sebastian Fabic will give way to another lefty, and coming in is sophomore Jack Passetti to try and close things out. And nice effort, although maybe struggling with a little bit with the control, got the job done.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about so much control, just couldn't get the breaking stuff over, but Sebastian Fabic closed the door on him. 6 innings pitched, no runs, allowed 3 hits, 2 walks, hit 2 batters, and struck out 6. If you just looked at the raw line, you'd say that's outstanding, and it is. But he did it without his best curveball today, so that's even more impressive. So the ERA came in at 0.39. It goes down.
And a first pitch swinging as Nick Meyer with a couple of hits, but in the air and drifting towards the line, beaching there to make the catch. So 1 pitch and 1 out The new pitcher in, sophomore Jack Passetti, would get his numbers, also equally impressive.
Yeah, he's 2-1 on the year. It's his sixth appearance. He's thrown 15 2/3 innings coming in with a 2.23 ERA and 14 strikeouts as well in those 15 2/3 innings.
Pinch hitter for St. X, Andy Mills, has come in to hit for Grant Kirby in the 9th spot. As Passetti, he's a left-hander, that one just inside ball 1. So Andy Mills batting for Bob Sherlock's St. X Bombers. 1-0 pitch from Passetti, and that one just missing inside ball 2. And
I just recalculated the ERA, by the way, for Sebastian Fabic. He came in at 0.39. It drops today to 0.29.
When you can drop a 0.39 ERA, you're doing something right.
You can drop it to anything. That's crazy. What a year.
Passetti trying to catch the inside corner, but he's missed 3 straight times, not by much, and he's now down on the count 3-0 as they'll come back. And that pitch up high, ball 4, and Andy Mills draws a 1-out walk here. And
gets it to top of the order, though.
And that's in the player of Michael Cleary, the center fielder, who has reached base once via a walk. He's 0 for 2. Tomorrow, by the way, son of Brian Cleary, we should say. Very well-known baseball name around the Cincinnati area. From the University of Cincinnati. Cleary will take that pitch, and well, that one looked up high, but he'll get the called strike. Does Passetti? He goes up 0-1.
How about Passetti? I mean, just a sophomore and playing at this level, you just don't see that a lot.
And not a Moeller, especially.
Nope.
And getting a bulk of pitching time.
Right.
He and Fabic splitting the time. Yeah, they got something good there. As that one fouled off, and out of play it'll go off the third base line. So up in the count on Michael Cleary, 0-2 is Jack Passetti. Want to, again, tomorrow plug, you will be doing, along with Tom Gamble, the Two Angry Guys live video cast. This will be the first time. Back in the day when you guys were together on the radio, we didn't have this live streaming nonsense that we got now.
We did not.
And this is going to be a big-time production. That one off the glove of Tyler McDonough and gets back to the fence, and heading on down to second base is Andy Mills.
Just interested in what the topics might be tomorrow. You know, you got to get him out of that hat. I'm not allowed to touch the hat.
And the hat.
I don't know.
The Biddler. You don't know what the Biddler hat is.
I don't. I see it. I tried to touch it.
So what is it? Well, we'll find out tomorrow what it looks like.
Yeah, well, unless they hide it.
Oh, there's 2 Biddler hats?
Yeah, there's probably a decoy. Yeah, there's probably a decoy Biddler hat. I mean, I tried to touch it as actually Cleary strikes out looking on a pitch that looked a little bit outside. I tried to touch it a couple weeks ago, and I got zapped.
You got zapped?
Yeah. Thing's crazy. I don't know what it is.
So is it a...
Executive producer won't tell me what it is. Gamble won't tell me what it is. It's just a special goofy hat. I shouldn't even call that. I shouldn't taunt it and talk bad about it. It'll get mad.
And 2 outs, and the first pitch hitting is Trevor Kunsel. Hits it in the air to left field. Mike Mock drifts in. He makes the catch and records the final out of the game as the Moeller Crusaders repay St. X in shutout fashion. Moeller losing last week 1-0. The Crusaders with an 8-hit attack and shut out St. Xavier today by a final score of 7-0.
Yeah, they went against the ace, Nathan Cappers, who just didn't have it much today. Moeller got a run in the second, 4 in the third, 2 of which were unearned. But all told, that big 4-run inning is what did everything in, and they go on to the win 7-0. Sebastian Fabic picking up victory number 4 on the season for him to go to 4-0. And Moeller now in the loss column is tied with X. Moeller now 4-1 in the GCL South. St. X is 5-1, so they have a half-game lead. But the big part is tied in the loss column, and I guess they're going to really almost basically decide things on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, they will meet again at Schuler Park. On Wednesday, Moeller and St. X will. A 5 o'clock game. St. X actually plays tomorrow against Roger Bacon. Moeller, we thought, played Friday. They actually play Thursday against Centerville. So they got 2 games coming up this week. And St. X tomorrow with Roger Bacon, Wednesday Moeller, and Thursday they get the Fenwick Falcons. And rounding out the week. But a big win here today for the Crusaders as they erase what was a 1-0 shutout loss last week. Come away with a 7-0 victory here today. Skinny, brother, man, a lot of fun. Again,
absolutely.
Tomorrow, 10:30. Is that what time?
10:30.
Again, you go to @ESP Media for @ESP Media SN on Twitter, and there's going to be a live stream and a YouTube live feed This is going to be a lot of fun. I think and people are going to see. Well, they already know what you guys.
I just
look
not
like.
to shave and shower, and that really disturbs me. But I have to do what I have to do.
It should be a lot of fun, and that'll be fun to watch.
Greg, enjoyed it
tomorrow. It's getting great fun here today, and a great win today for the Crusaders as they knock off the St. Xavier Bombers by a final score of 7-0. Big shout out to Jeff Schneedel as well. We never got to say hi to Schneeds. They over in the Montgomery area listening. Why wasn't he out here? That's what I want to know. But for executive producer Rob Ebel and Richard Skinner, Greg Waddell saying so long. Thanks again for listening to Moeller Crusader Athletics as Moeller today a win over St. X by a final score of 7-0 on ESP Media.